Hello guys, this is what if Naruto was ANBU at age 6 Bloodline Naruto. I hope you will enjoy the video. Let's begin.
Lightning flashed in the sky as you see a blonde-haired man rushing through the woods wearing a trench coat with flame designs on the bottom, carrying a newborn baby in his arms, his name Minato Namikaze. As he neared the area where Kyuubi is at the moment, he could hear the roars and screams of his dying men trying to keep the fox at bay. What happened to Kyuubi? Why is it attacking a village that he protected since the day it was built? Hold the line. Wadash was the shout of an ANBU captain before he was crushed by one of Kyuubi's tails. Then a few seconds later another shout can be heard, Kuchios no Jutsu. 1. As the giant toad boss appeared out of nowhere with a yandame on the head. You have done well. Retreat back to Konoha. I'll handle the rest here. As the shinobis in the area headed back to Konohagakure with shouts of triumph. While this was happening on the ground, it was another story with Minato and Gamabunta. What they saw on Kyuubi's head shocked them. There was someone leaning on one of his ears looking down on the battlefield with a gesture that told them he was bored. As Minato began doing seals to begin the ceiling, said man looked up and disappeared, and after that Kyuubi regained his senses, but by then the ceiling was already completed. Naruto, my son, I am sorry that I have to do this to you, but you were the only choice I had. Gamabunta, when Naruto is ready, would you accept Naruto as Fox and Toad Summoner? Very well, Minato, for you I'll even ask if he can sign his mother's contract after he has signed our ones. Thank you, Gamabunta, make me proud Naruto. With those words the yandame, strongest Hokage, died that night. As Gamabunta carried Naruto back to Konoha, one thought was going through his mind: why did you attack Konoha Kyuubi? You were mine's and Minato's friend, and who was the man on top of your head? As the Sandame and a few ANBUs took Minato's body and a crying Naruto from his head, he gave one final glance at Naruto and gave a knowing nod to Hiruzen, Sandame Hokage for those who don't know his name, before disappearing. After Gamabunta poofed back to his own world, Hiruzen took Naruto to his office and laid him down in his crib and fed him. After Naruto fell asleep, he couldn't help but wonder what the future will hold for him. He will have a hard life for sure as a Jinchuriki, that's for sure, as no one liked Jinchurikis much anyway. With both of Naruto's parents dead, he will have to protect him. How can I protect him from the village? Make sure he has a normal childhood without Danzo getting his hands on him and turning him into an emotionless weapon like one of his ANBU roots, were the last thought of Hiruzen before falling asleep after a long day. As 5 years old, Naruto ran from another mob of villager after getting kicked out of the orphanage for no apparent reason, well, at least to him, except for being a demon, as most of the villager called him before they chased him like they do in the past and doing now. Pelting stone, glass bottles, and whatever that is hard, throwable, and small enough to fit in your hands at him. Anyways, as Naruto was running, he still remembered his last beating 4 days ago when he was out wandering the streets, the pain, the glares, and the word demon being repeated over and over again. Why do they always hurt me, and what do they mean by demon, was Naruto's thoughts at the time as he turned into an alley and jumped into an empty trash can, losing the mob of villagers. But unfortunately a few Chunins and a Jonin were in the mob. Look what we have here. So deciding to hide from us, demon? With that said, all the ninjas in the area pulled out sharp and pointy objects and began slashing, stabbing, and mutilate him in the alleyway. As the time passed, more ninjas and villagers joined, and every time they heard him scream they just laughed. A few hours later, a very bloodied and burnt Naruto was left in the alleyway to die. As he looked up into the sky, he saw a streak of lightning flash above him as it began to rain, hiding the tears that showed he was crying. Soon his surroundings became blurry, then finally black as he passed as the rain washed away his blood. Naruto's mindscape. As he began to wake up, he found himself free of wounds and in a sewer. Fucking hell, first they beat the crap out of me, then heal me, then throw me into a fucking sewer. How the hell am I supposed to get out of here? Yelled an irritated Naruto. As Naruto walked along the seemingly endless tunnel, well, it ended in front of a large wooden barred gate with a piece of paper then said seal on it. As he looked around trying to find an exit, a loud voice suddenly booms out of nowhere, so the jailer finally decides to visit then. Huh? Naruto frantically looks around trying to pinpoint the sound of the voice finally giving up and shouting, "Who's there? Show yourself." Then a pair of red silted eyes appears in the darkness, closely followed by a 100 feet plus tall fox, with 9 tails. Kyuubi no Kitstein, 1. Whispered a shocked Naruto. Interesting, you are not the hyperactive, loudmouth idiot that you make yourself to be, and to your musing, yes, I am Kyuubi. Aren't you supposed to be like Dad, and where the hell are we? Shouted an angry, shocked and curious Naruto. Geez, tone it down, kid. I might be big and a few thousand years old, but I'm not deaf. To answer your questions, no, I'm not dead. It's impossible to kill a Bijou. Even a Chibi no Shikaku, weakest of the 9 of us, can't be killed by mortals like you. So the Yondaime did the next best thing and sealed me into you. And to your second question, we are in your mind, kid. Okay, 2 more questions. Firstly, why did you attack Konoha? And secondly, why did the Yondaime seal you into me? Naruto asks with a sad expression. To your first question, I attacked because someone was controlling me against my will, and only 2 people in the entire world have that power. They were the Shodaime Hokage and Madara Uchiha, and it was Madara that made me attack. For your second question, Kit, to put it bluntly, he couldn't use anyone else because what? He couldn't use anyone else because they all have parents and decided to use some random orphan? My life is ruined because of him. Can't believe I used to respect him. As an angry Naruto kept ranting about how the Yondaime ruined his life, Kyuubi was getting a big migraine, so he decided to do something about it. Can you please quiet down for a few minutes and let me explain? And with that, Naruto closed his mouth and looked up at the fox with a still angry expression on his face. Good, he couldn't use anyone else because he couldn't ask any other parents to do what he can't do, so he used his own son to seal me and protect the village, and if he didn't do it, Konoha and everyone in it would have been killed. Anyway, I knew your father. He was a good man, with a sense of honor and pride, yet humble at the same time, a people person. When he became Hokage, he learned the secret about me and my promise to the Shodaime to protect this village. He signed the fox contract, became a dual summoner of foxes and toads, and a good friend to me. When I attacked the village, I was controlled by Madara Uchiha. No, he's not dead, and I don't know why he isn't not dead yet. And when he saw your father doing the Shiki Fujin, too, he decided to run, because if he had stayed he would have been sealed into you like I was. I believe your father saw him when he was doing the sealing, although I do believe that Hiruzen think that I attacked for no reason, and I never do things without reason. What I told you now was 2S ranked secret, which is me being sealed into you and you being Minato's son, and a triple S rank that no one is to know other than the Hokage about the fox summoning contract and is to never be repeated without my or the Hokage's consent. Well, at least about the fox contract anyway, and also I wouldn't going on about babbling how you are the Yondaime's son either, though you might want to talk to Hiruzen about it. And lastly, before I forget, here is the fox contract. Just bite your thumb and sign it with your blood, and use the name Namikaze instead of Uzumaki, which was your mother's last name, by the way, and before you go hating your mother for abandoning you, she died while giving birth to you. Naruto stared at the fox with wide eyes and an open mouth. Then all of a sudden a scroll poofed in front of Naruto. He opened and saw the name of all the past and present Hokages and Madara as well. Then, remembering the fox instructions, bit his thumb and signed the scroll with his name and used Namikaze instead of Uzumaki. Kyuubi, if we are in my mind, then where did the blood come from? Also, why did you give me the fox's summoning contract when it's reserved for the Hokages only? Because we can make nearly whatever we want in our mind a reality, provided that you know what it looks, feel, hear, taste and smell like, or know certain information about it. Secondly, I gave you the contract because it was your father's last will to me. Also, if it weren't, I would have also given it to you. How many people could say they survived like you did when they were 5? Already you have enough assignation attempts on your life to put most important figures in this world to shame. Also, I would suggest you wake up, because I believe the Sandaime found you or brought you to the hospital, and that I have created a mental link between us. Think your thoughts and I'll hear then and answer. Naruto just nodded, then something occurred to him. How do I get out? Then he felt a smack at the back of his head and blacked out, and when he opened his eyes and he saw a white ceiling of the hospital. When Naruto tried to move into a more comfortable position, his entire body seared with pain that caused his eyes to water. He looks down at his body to see it covered in bandages. Then he just sighed and fell asleep, deciding that he will go talk to old Minaji about everything he heard and to confirm if they were true or not. As Naruto headed to the Hokage Tower to see the old man, he remembered how Kyuubi suggested that he trained him a bit till the point where he know how to use chakra. Seriously, if everyone can use chakra at will, then there would be no such thing as samurais or civilians. Scratch samurais and molded to perform jutsus before he go to see the Hokage. Flashback: no jutsu. Naruto just got out of hospital and was about to see the old man when Kyuubi's voice suddenly sounded in his head. I think I should train you a bit before you go to see the Sandaime, just so you can use chakra, so that you can ask for jutsus and practice. Also, I have decided to train you when you sleep as well. To say Naruto was shocked was an understatement. Having the strongest of the 9 demon training him was just too good to pass up. Of course. Who would be stupid enough to pass up training from you? Yelled an incredibly shocked and happy Naruto in his head, and Kyuubi just chuckled to himself. But then something came to him. How are we going to train at night when I'm asleep? In your mind, of course. While your body is resting, I'll be teaching you theory, like politics, tactics, seals, and stuff like that. You needed to become Hokage if that is still your dream, chuckled an amused Kyuubi. What are we waiting for then? Let's get started now. Very well, we will begin with you trying to use chakra, then after you successfully mastered, then we move on to physical exercise. I'll begin theory tonight then. Before you begin, try and find an isolated area where no one can easily hear or find you training. Flashback: Kai. To say Naruto was an understatement. He learned how to use his chakra in 3 hours of meditating, memorize all the basic hand seals to mold chakra in just under an hour, and the physical exercise that Kyuubi put him through didn't tire him as fast as other people his age, because he has been running from mobs as when he could walk without falling over. And at night Naruto absorbed everything Kyuubi taught him like a sponge when he puts his mind into it, and Kyuubi discovered that Naruto has a knack for seals on his 3rd day of theory when he learned about seals. Like father like son were the thought of Kyuubi as when he remembered of how Naruto copied a gravity seal perfectly after seeing it once. On the 5th day he mastered the tree climbing exercise, where only he can use his feet and chakra to climb a tree, and water walking the day after, so he has better chakra controlled. What was in canon was just pathetic. And just yesterday he mastered drawing storage seals, basic alarm seals, and basic explosive tags. Not trying to make him too overpowered, but these seals would make his life a bit easier in my opinion. To say Kyuubi was shocked was an understatement. These seals took beginners at least a week to perfect, and Naruto did it in 2 days. Naruto was definitely going to be a Fuin 0 master. As Naruto made it to the Hokage Tower and went to the Hokage office. "Hey Gigi," shouted Naruto. A small smile can be seen on the Sandaime's face when he saw his adopted grandson grinning at him. "What can I help you with, Naruto?" Then Naruto's face went serious. "There is something I wanted to talk to you about, but first can you a soundproof barrier around here so no one will hear our conversation?" The Sandaime was shocked to say at how Naruto knew this technique, but put it up anyway. "It's up. What do you want to talk about, Naruto?" Naruto looked up at the Sandaime with a serious expression. "Is it true that the 4th was my father, and he died sealing Kyuubi into me the night that he attacked?" Hiruzen's jaw just fell to the ground and his eyes wide. An S-class secret only known by Jiraiya, Kakashi, Tsunade, and himself, never mentioned to anyone, and somehow Naruto found out. How was that possible? One of the top secrets of Konoha, not even known to his advisors, was founded by a 5-year-old child, no less. To say he was shocked was to say Jiraiya was not a pervert. "Naruto, how did you find out? Who told you? Tell me now." "So it's true then. Firstly, before I answer your question, you must answer mine. Why did you keep something as big as this away from me?" "Why? I could have had a better life," whispered a sad Naruto. Your father, Minato, had lots of enemies. He wanted to keep you safe. It was his last wish to me and a few others, for you not to know your heritage before you turned 18 years old or became Jonin rank. Even if a tiny bit of info has been leaked out, assassination attempts will not only have been from this village, but other nations as well, especially IWA, because it was your father that they lost the Third Shinobi War and wanted revenge ever since. So you see, it was to keep you safe, and not everyone in this village even can be trusted. If it has been revealed, you most likely would have been dead, because the only two things that is keeping you alive at the moment is the law that I set down and the Kyuubi chakra. Naruto just sighed. Well, at least you had a reason, which was all I needed. Thank you, Gigi, and to answer your question, isn't it obvious? Hiruzen just shook his head. I'll give you a clue then, he has 9 tails. Hiruzen's eyes went wide as he heard it. How did Kyuubi know? You were friends with him once, weren't you? Also, I heard some people say that the Kyuubi was trying to insult the fourth by making me look like him, so I guess he just put 2 and 2 together, and the fact that my father was friend with him and both of you signed the Fox contract is something to take into consideration as well. Hiruzen was shocked for the 4th time of the day. Naruto just discovered 3 S-ranked village secret that most people don't even know about, let alone someone his age. Very well, do you want your inheritance? Unfortunately, the civilian council decided to spend the money saved for you, but you still have your father's technique scrolls, including Hiroshin 1, Rasengan 2, and some other scrolls that Minato wrote what he knew in. Unfortunately, I can't give you the house yet without raising too much suspicion, so you will just have to stay at the orphanage at the time being. I got kicked out of the orphanage around a week ago, around the same day when you or one of your masked ninjas found me in the alleyway and brought me to the hospital. Also, it was the same day that I met Kyuubi, and that he decided to become my sensei. Also, before I forget, Q-sensei told me to tell you that he didn't attack this village for no reason. He was being controlled by someone called Madara Uchiha, and I would like some technique scrolls as well. After Hiruzen heard this, he nearly fainted. Keyword, nearly. After he recovered, Madara, he should be dead. And what did Kyuubi teach you? He says that he doesn't know how, but Madara is alive. He recognizes those eyes anywhere. Kyuubi taught me some theory, Fuinjutsus, although I can only make the classic explosive tags, storage seals, basic alarm seals and gravity seals, tree walking with chakra only and water walking since the beginning of last week. Also, he let me sign the Fox contract and told me to ask you something about the Uzumaki contract, though he won't say anything about it, saying it was supposed to be a surprise. A thump sound was heard. Now this was just too much. Hiruzen finally fainted. Was it something I said? Asked the clueless Naruto to no one in particular. If you only knew half the word that came out of your mouth, kid, were the thoughts of Kyuubi at Naruto denseness. As Hiruzen woke up, I had the weirdest dream. Were the first words that came out of his mouth. Out of nowhere a voice responded, what dream might that be, Gigi? Hiruzen turned to the source of a voice and saw Naruto patiently sitting on the couch looking though just a scroll from his shelf, so it wasn't a dream then. Naruto did do all that in a week. Don't worry about it, Naruto. What scroll do you have there? It's called Kagebunshin no Jutsu 3. I almost have it down. One more time. Kagebunshin no Jutsu. Then 5 perfect clones appeared around Naruto, shocking Hiruzen to no end whatsoever. I'm shocking Hiruzen too much, am I? Happy face. Just what is this kid anyways, and how long was I out? It says here that whatever the clone learns, it goes back to the users once dispelled, and it's also solid. This technique might come in handy escaping those mobs, not to mention training. Naruto, how long was I out? Around an hour. Why? Oh, no reason, besides the fact that you learnt a B rank bordering A rank Kinjutsu asterisk. And in no less than an hour. Not to mention that tree climbing takes at least 2 days to learn for most genin, and water walking takes 2 to 3 days too, while you learnt both, with no training whatsoever in just under a week, and those seals most jonins don't even know how to make them, and... Naruto just stares at him with a blank look across his face. Once Hiruzen finished the rant, Naruto just nods his head and said, "Anyway, you got any other jutsu harder the Kage Bunshin? Also, can you lend me a book on Fuin Jutsu?" After hearing this, Hiruzen just sweat drop. "Were you even listening to a word I said?" "Nope. Tuned it out when you reached the part about tree walking. By the way, can you tell me a bit about my mother?" "QB already told me about Minato. I guess I could tell you a bit about your mother, Uzumaki Kushina. Where to begin? She was the last survivor or Uzugakure, for, during the Third Shinobi War she moved to Konoha after her village was destroyed by IWA. There she met your father, and you can guess what happened next. Your mother was a Kenjutsu specialist. If you give her a sharp and pointy weapon she can cut through a squad of jonin in less than a minute. She specialized from something as light and short as a ninjutsu to something as big and heavy as a zanbato. The Uzumakis also had a Phoenix contract, which I'll give to you later, and I can see why QB said it was a surprise judging by the look in your eyes." As he said this, he walked towards his bookshelf and pulled 2 scrolls and handed it to Naruto. The scroll on the right contains your inheritance, and the scroll on the left is the Phoenix contract. Both have blood seals on them, so you will have to put some of your blood on it for them to open. As Hiruzen said this, Naruto put the scroll on his right into his pocket and bit his thumb and opened the scroll on his left. "Old man, should I use Namikaze or Uzumaki to sign the scroll?" All the while looking through the list of names on the scroll. "It doesn't really matter as long as it is part of your name." Naruto then decided to use Namikaze. "Thank you, Gigi. By the way, do you have a place for me to stay? Remembered I got kicked out of the orphanage, and I don't want to go back there either." Hiruzen and me face palms for forgetting that little fact until now. "Before we go to your new home, here this is the scroll for the Academy Ninjutsus and Taijutsu that you have to learn." Shunshin 5 decided that he needed a way to get home without being nearly killed every single time. It's a Chunin rank transportation technique that I believe you can learn, and it can come in handy when you need to get to places quickly, and this is the scroll on how to summon and the hand seals required for it. "Oh, and before I forget, your mother had a kekkei genkai jujitsu called the Hugen 6. You should find a scroll about it inside with your other inheritance." As he said this, he handed the scrolls to Naruto, grabs him by the shoulder, shunshin him to his new home. Once they arrived and opened the door to his new apartment, Naruto's jaws hit with wide eyes the ground at what he sees. "Old man, are you sure this is the right place?" "I'm quite sure," was the reply to Naruto's question. Once they arrived and opened the door, Naruto's jaws hit with wide eyes the ground at what he sees. "Old man, are you sure this is the right place?" "I'm quite sure," was the reply to Naruto's question. After hearing this, Naruto ran in. It was way better than the orphanage. He had a couch, TV set, fridge, and the basics that you will find in a normal everyday apartment. "Gigi, this is great, but what about the landlord? People don't exactly like me because of QB, and I don't want to cause you any trouble." "Naruto, don't worry about it. This an apartment complex I own, and it's where ANBU lives. And don't worry about them. From what I heard, they at least don't hate you for QB being inside you, and have a bit of mutual respect for you from what you have endured through childhood, so they won't cause you too much trouble if you don't cause them trouble. Anyway, here are the keys to the apartment, and I know you don't have much possessions, but I will bring what you own tomorrow and a few set of new cloths. That white t-shirt and blue pants, highly doubt he wore orange his entire life, are getting pretty ripped up. See you tomorrow, Naruto." As Hiruzen shunshined away, Naruto closed the door to his apartment and looked through the fridge for some food, but found nothing, then through the cupboards and luckily for him found a few cups of ramen. "Well, at least this place got some food," Naruto mumbled to himself, and this is where his addiction to ramen began. Let's just say it's where his ramen addiction began, because he obviously won't have too much money to spend on eating out, and no one but maybe the Sandame will take him out from time to time. After the 5th and last cup of ramen, Naruto was still a bit hungry, but at least it wasn't like before. Then he looked at the mirror, seeing his own reflection. "Hey Q-sensei, do you know how I can activate my Hugen?" "Well, kid, I might not know too much about it because this kekkei genkai was given by the Phoenix the Uzumaki instead of us Bijus, but this is something I do know. It's supposed to be a counter to the Sharingan. 1. When the Uzumaki and Uchiha were at war with each other around 50 years ago, if memory serves correctly, the war was about the Uzumaki second in command being murdered by an Uchiha. But it turns out the Uchiha were framed by this other clan that hated both the Uzumakis and Yuhichas, so he framed the Uchiha. They go into war with each other, and after one side get wiped out, they wipe out the other, but they were found out and got wiped out by the joint forces of Uchiha and Uzumaki instead. Forgot the name of said clan though. Anyway, it should activate similar to it too, when the said user experience extreme pain, near-death situations, or when someone close to you is in danger. I do believe you have activated because you have already been in more pain and near-death situations than most people 5 times your age, so just put chakra into your eyes. If it is already activated, then you should see it. Also, I told you not to call me that unless I am training you. Sorry Q, guess it slipped my mind. Well, here goes nothing as Naruto channeled chakra to his eyes like he did a few days ago when he practiced channeling chakra to increase his senses. The cerulean blue eyes turned into a deep rich gold color with a black pupil in the middle, 2 tomo in each eye. I'm going to base the shape of the Hugen on the Sharingan and give it a next level like the Manjikyu Sharingan, and a silver line around the pupil and going through each of the tomo. Wow. I should keep this a secret, shouldn't I? You should, unless you want more people to come after you and make the clan of Uchiha and Hyuga clans see you as a threat to their position of power by a new Jujutsu, too, that they have never seen before. Yeah, you're right. Anyway, I'm going to read the scrolls tomorrow, but now off to bed. Good night, Q. Night, Kit. Hokage's office. Bring in Tenzo and Anko, Hiruzen said over the intercom as soon as he returned to his office. A few minutes later, both came through the doors. Anko has light brown, pupil-less eyes, and her violet hair is done up in a short, somewhat spiky ponytail, while wearing a tan trench coat with a toothpick in her mouth, which showed she was eating dangos before coming here. Tenzo has light brown hair and was in his full ANBU uniform. Tenzo, please remove your mask. Thank you. Now, to put it bluntly, I want you two to help Naruto in his training to become a shinobi. As Hiruzen said this, Anko raised an eyebrow. You mean the Jinchuriki, too? Why do we have to train the Gaki? 3. Hokage-sama. Can't you give the job to Kakashi or someone else beside me? I really don't have time for this. Tenzo just kept his mouth shut listening, because it's not every day that the Hokage decide to give a 5-year-old 2 senseis, even if said 5-year-old was a Jinchuriki. Anko, I picked you because you can relate to Naruto's pain. Haven't you forgotten how the people of this village treated you just because you were Orochimaru's apprentice after he decided to betray the village? Naruto needs someone to be able to relate to. Tenzo, I picked you over Kakashi because he is not fit to become a teacher to anyone yet and still is grieving over the death of Minato, and he has 2 extremely bad habits, being chronically late and reading porn in public. Plus you are one of those few shinobis that I can trust, have an easygoing personality, and doesn't have a bad habit. Any question? This time it is Tenzo that spoke up. What is so special about him anyway that you decided to have us teach him? Because he learned Kage Bunshin in around 1 hour today. Also, he mastered the tree climbing exercise, water walking, and can draw up storage, gravity, basic alarm, and basic explosive tags in just under a week. He also is smarter than he seems in public. He is still loud and hyper at times when he gets excited, but in all, like I said, he is smarter than he lets on, probably a mask. At hearing this, both Anko's and Tenzo's eyes went wide. He did all that in just little over a week, were the thoughts of both of them. I can see why you want someone to teach the Gaki. He is basically rivaling Itachi's skills. I'm not going to pass up an opportunity to teach a Gaki with this kind of potential. Very well, Hokage-sama, I accept the mission. Good, you have a week to prepare, and by the end of the week meet me back here and I'll take you to Naruto's apartment. Before you go, I think you should know this as well. There is 2 other S-rank secret with Naruto, his father and his kekkei genkai, which can reveal his heritage if you look careful enough. I'll let Naruto tell you this when he feels that he can trust you. I'm not going to betray his trust. QB also let him sign Fox contract, which every single Hokage including me have and Madara Uchiha has signed, and lastly Kyuubi is teaching him as well, but obviously Naruto being a child and Kyuubi being sealed in Naruto will not have much to work with, so I want you two to help. Tenzo, your name for this mission is Yamato. I also want monthly reports on Naruto progress. Dismiss. Hi, 4. Time skip 6 days later. Yawn star. Morning Q. Damn, 5 o'clock a.m. still too early, and I'm not even sleepy. Great, what can I do for 2 hours before training? Morning Kit, have you ever considered training earlier? I was going to wake you up at 6 anyway instead of 8 today, because you finally have enough chakra to summon something that can fight without using my chakra. Okay, let me get something warm and grab something to eat first. Naruto now wore black ANBU pants, a black t-shirt underneath his navy blue jumper and a black trench coat with the Uzumaki spiral at the back and gold trimmings around the edges of the coat and the hood. Naruto shoved a piece of bread in his mouth and drowned a carton of milk as he shunshined to his personal training ground. Once he arrived at said location, a voice sounded in the back of his mind. Naruto, you still remember the hand signs to summon? Naruto mentally nodded at this. Good, now try to summon from the Kekkei contract first. Since you have signed 2 summoning contracts, you have to think of what type of animal you want to summon, so in this case think of foxes. As Kyuubi said this, Naruto went through hand seals and shouted Kuchios no Jutsu. Then a miniature Kyuubi appeared in front of a shocked Naruto. Good, when you first try to summon something from a contract, you have to summon the boss summon and pass a test before you can summon anything battle-worthy, so in this case I'm the boss summon of the Kekkei contract and you don't have to pass a test since I have been with you for 5 years and counting, plus being inside your minds helps. Now do it again, and this time you will get your default summon unless you think of a particular Kekkei you want to summon. Naruto went through the seals again, Kuchios no Jutsu. Now a 3-tailed fox around the size of a wolf, with black fur and white-tipped tails appeared. Kyuubi-sama said 3 tails as he nodded to Kyuubi, then turned his head to look at Naruto. So you are the newest Kekkei summoner, so tell me your name, Kit. Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze is my name. What yours? My name is Chikao. Looks like I'm your default summon as you human call it. Anyway, if you need me just call. Said the 3 tails, now known as Chikao. He gave Naruto an eye smile before vanishing in a poof of smoke. Now try to summon something from the Phoenix contract. Again Naruto went through hand seals, Kuchios no Jutsu, then a phoenix the size of Kyuubi appeared. Said phoenix had fire that seems to be flowing like water instead of burning wildly. At the back edges of it is wings, and along the back of it is body, tail and head. His eyes seems to be glowing gold with a mix of orange, and it has black pupil in each eye. The feathers itself kept changing from red, orange, gold, yellow and black, like the feathers are burning inside out. It eyed Naruto for a few seconds, then its eye glow and its eye intensified for a few seconds before setting back to normal, then it looked satisfied. All of a sudden a feminine voice sounded through the air. I'm not an it, you know I do have a gender, and I'm a female. My name is Katsumi, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, last of both clans. I'm impressed yet saddened that a hatchling like you has already activated the kekkei genkai my ancestors gave to your ancestors, and on Tomo 2, no hatchling should see, yet endure that kind of pain, and yet you remain pure. You passed the test, by the way, and in case you are wondering, I read your mind. Now summon once more and you shall get your partner, which you will always summon when you summon from the Phoenix contract unless you have someone else in mind. Also, before you summon, just to let you know, we Phoenix will not burn you if you touch us unless we will it, then it is only for the people we want to burn, so you can use us for transportation and ride us while in battle. Naruto then for the 4th time of the day shouted Kuchios no Jutsu. Then a deep ice blue phoenix appeared. It has ice powder flowing into the air and evaporating on the edges of its wing and along its back, tail and head. A masculine voice sounded through the air, bringing Naruto out of his musings. You have great potential. No one this young has ever signed the Phoenix contract and managed to summon one of us at such a young age. It would be an honor to work alongside you as a partner. My name is Fuyu. What about yours? My name is Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. Nice to meet you, Fuyu. Smile Naruto. Out of curiosity, why don't you have fire on your wings? Aren't phoenixes supposed to have fire? Asked Naruto. Fuyu just chuckled at this. I'm an ice phoenix. Us phoenix, unlike most summon, we are born with one or two elements, and the element we are born with is the element that, lack for better terms, comes out of us. Naruto just gave a slight nod showing that he understood. If you don't need me, I'll be going back now. Same here, Fuyu. By the way, say hi to Gamabunta for me when you see him. He is the Toad boss, and your third contract. See ya around, Naruto-san. As she said this, all three summoned poofed out of existence, leaving Naruto alone. Hey Q-sensei, what did she mean by my third contract? You will find out when the time comes, Naruto. Now Shunshin, back to your house, get something to eat, then we will try to get you to make a more living clone, since you have mastered Hinge 5 and Kawarimi 6, and because your chakra supply is so large, then even managing to make even one can increase your chakra control to twice your current level. Fine, grumbled a slightly annoyed Naruto as Naruto created 50 shadow clones, since he is failing to learn such a simple jutsu. The next day, Naruto woke up the next day to someone knocking on the door. As he opened the door, he couldn't help but smile. Gigi, what bring you here today? Then he saw the two shinobis behind him. Who are they? As he pointed behind him. Hiruzen just smiled. They are your new senseis. They will be helping you with jutsu and things like that, and they already know about Kyuubi and him training you. Yamato here is one of my most trusted ANBU, and Anko has a similar past to you, not because she is a host, but who her past teacher was. Also, she is part of the interrogation squads. They will be helping you along with Kyuubi, and reporting your progress. Smiled Hiruzen. Suddenly the purple-haired woman spoke. Hey, Gaki, we will give you 20 minutes to prepare and do what you need to do. After that, we will be dragging you to a private training ground that Hokage-sama has reserved just for us. Then that is when the tour training begins. As the purple-haired woman known as Anko smiled kindly, a bit too kindly, for Naruto's liking. Time skip, 2.5 years later. As two ANBUs rushed back to Konoha with a very important scroll in the first ANBU's hand, the scroll was stolen from them that contained a few of Konoha's more valuable jutsus by a few Konoha Nugneens. Also a critically wounded ANBU over the second ANBU's shoulder with the fox mask, messy blonde hair, and if you look close enough, cerulean blue eyes. Tenzo Taicho, 1. How long till we get back to Konoha, or at least to the nearest clearing? This guy is going dying in 20 minutes if we don't get help. I might know some medical jutsu, enough to stop internal bleeding and extract most poison out of the person's system. It's not good enough to extract all the poison. Damn. Suetun, Suihachi, 2, there is your clearing. You can summon him now, Kitstein. Roger that. Kuchios no jutsu. The smoke cleared Fuyu the size of 4 horse-drawn wagons. Fuyu, we need a lift back to Konoha, or else the guy here will die. Very well, Naruto-san. Come on, we will be there in 10 minutes, hold on. As Fuyu said this, he sped off at least 10 times faster they could run. As they were flying, Naruto was having a flashback. Flashback no jutsu, 1.5 years ago. As the 6 years Naruto headed to the Hokage's office, he had no idea what it was for. It was usually now the old man visited him, so it must be important to be called. As he headed into the lobby, the secretary let him through with a smile. Luckily for him, she was one of those that didn't hold a grudge against him for being the host to Kyuubi. Hey Q, what do you think the old man wants? Only one way to find out, Kit, and that's to talk to him. With a sigh, Naruto opened the door to see Anko and Yamato along with Hiruzen in there. Hello Gigi, Yamato-sensei, Anko-sensei. So what you need me here for? Naruto, I have spoken to your senseis about your progress. You easily rank medium-level Jonin with the skills you have now and medium-level Kage if you use Hiroshin. All you lack is experience. So how would you like to join Konoha's ANBU Corps? Just last week he mastered Hiraishin with Kage Bunshins, and now the old man is asking him to join ANBU. This was just too much thump. Naruto just faints right there and then. I think that was a bit too much for Naruto, don't you think, Hokage-sama? Chuckled Yamato. I agree, should have been less forward. Minus 30 minutes later. I just had the weirdest dream. I was being asked to join ANBU, mumbled a drowsy and confused Naruto. It wasn't a dream, Naruto said, a sweet voice he recognizes as Anko's. Of course I'll join. I'll be an idiot to pass up a chance like this, shouted an overexcited Naruto. Everyone just chuckled at the blonde's antic. Might look like his father, but he acts more like his mother. Were the thoughts of the Sandaime Hokage. Very well, here is your mask, uniform, and your code name shall be Kitstein, said Hiruzen as he pulled a white porcelain mask, 3, with a fox design on it and an ANBU uniform, then handed them to Naruto. Then he pulled the stranded ANBU-issued ninjutsu, 4, but Naruto declined. If it's possible, I'd like to use my mother ninjutsu. I know ANBU have to keep their identity secret. I'll put a genjutsu, 5, on it. With that said, Hiruzen just smiled and put it away. Welcome to ANBU, Kitstein. I'll give you a week to prepare before sending you on your first mission. Your squad leader will be Yamato, and his ANBU name is Tenzo. You are to tell no one about this, because you know what would happen if word got out that you are ANBU. Naruto nodded at this and understanding. Hiruzen then smiled. Everyone, you are dismissed. Flashback Kai. Naruto smiles at the memory, joining ANBU at the age of 6. Very few, if anyone, has done that, but during that half-a-year training, he got around 10 years' worth of training thanks to the Kage Bunshin technique and its memory transfer skills. With his current chakra reserves right now, he can make 5,000 clones without tiring and training for 12 hours before tiring. His number limit is around 10,000 so far, but he only limits training to 5,000 because it takes a long time to dispel that much clones. Right now he has a special type of shadow clone running around Konoha. It can take more than 20 chakra-infused punches before dispelling, and has 2 weeks' worth of chakra supply. Right now that clone was wearing a hideous orange jumpsuit with matching pants, the exact same one as in canon, and most likely vandalizing the Hokage faces. Why he does this? It's to divert attention when he is out during missions, to hide his true skills, and to seem like an idiot, because what do people fear more? A smart demon that can actually plot against them, or an idiotic prankster that can't even tell that if someone is ripping him off? That was the exact same answer he gave the old man when he asked him why he wore orange and pranked random people, save the ANBUs and the one he respected. This made the Hokage very furious to how Naruto was being treated, but Naruto, well being Naruto, told him not to worry about it, because he had enough money from the A-rank and S-rank mission that he sends Naruto on. With nothing better to do, Naruto out of habit pulls out his ninjutsu and inspected it. Flashback no Jutsu, getting ready to begin his very first mission in ANBU. It was the end of the week. Naruto was in his full ANBU uniform, with his fox mask on and his mother's ninjutsu on his back. Because he was still 30 minutes early, he pulled it out and began looking over the blade for the 50th time this week. It was a beautiful blade, made of excellent quality metal, painted black to avoid reflection, and the hilt itself has a design of a phoenix on it, with gold small wing-like things as guards. Naruto has mastered most of his mother blades and style that goes with it in around 2 months, with lots and lots of shadow clones and migraines that came when receiving too much knowledge at once. Only thing left to master was the Zanbato. As he looked at his clock, 25 minutes has already passed while he was examining the blade. He then shunshined to the Hokage's office to find Yamato there with someone else, most likely a squad mate. Ah, Kitstein, you're finally here. I'd like you to meet Ukami, 5, he with you and Tenzo on the squad. Anyway, your first mission will be a B-rank infiltration mission. The info is in this file. Dismiss. Flashback Kai. That mission was easy compared to the other B rank he had to do, although he did have to kill some enemy shinobi by the end of it when they were making their escape with said information. He got over it in a few days with Kyubi, Hiruzen, and his two senseis' help. As Konoha came into view, Naruto sheathed his ninjutsu and lifted Ukami onto his back as Fuyu landed 100 meters from gate into a clearing and gave nod to Naruto before disappearing. As the two ANBU rushed past the two Chunin that guarded it and to the hospital. "We need a medic here now," shouted Tenzo as they approached the reception. A few seconds after shouting some medic names with a stretcher came and took the ANBU away. "Come, Kitstein, time to report for the mission." With a nod, both shunshined and appeared inside the Hokage's office. As Tenzo handed the item to the Hokage, he opened the scroll and took a look inside, then nodded. "Good job, you have just completed an A-rank mission, but where's Ukami?" "Hokage-sama, Ukami has been poisoned when a kunai scratched him. If it wasn't for Kitstein medical skills he would have been dead. He's being looked after at the hospital as we speak." Lastly, Naruto unlocked the third tomo for my Hugin during the mission. "Congratulations, Kitstein. Please take off your mask, both of you." With that said, both Yamato and Naruto removed their masks. "Naruto, I'm sorry to say this, but you have to go attend the Ninja Academy if you want to become an official shinobi of Konoha. Don't worry, you will still retain the rank of your current ANBU status, but you will be a genin at the same time if you attend. I wouldn't have done this except the majority of the village still doesn't like you too much." Naruto just nodded at this understanding. "If I don't attend the academy, the council will grow specious, especially with me shouting on the top of my lung about being Hokage, and the civilian council at least will go snooping around. When they find out that I am an ANBU, and with the missions I have completed, there will be hell to pay. Also, I highly doubt the villagers don't want the demon protecting them. And when that bit of info get out, they will want to banish me or something like that after they find out I became more powerful than most shinobi in this village. Technically, I'm still civilian as well, am I? Right, Gigi?" Hiruzen nodded. "Glad you understand the situation I'm in, Naruto. I'll also be giving you B or a rank mission on the weekends so you can support yourself. You can put your masks back on. Also, the new academy year begins tomorrow. I'll be dropping the books you need at your place tomorrow at 6:30. As Hiruzen was about to dismiss them, his assistant walks in. "Hokage-sama, here are more paperwork that needs done." As the assistants left, Hiruzen let out a string of curses about paperwork and how hell is a much better place. "Hokage-sama, if I may, I know a way to finish paperwork faster. It is a very easy way." "Kitstein, as your superior, tell me the way." "Tenzo, you may go if you wish." "Hokage-sama." Bowed Tenzo as he left. "I'll give you a clue, Gigi. It's one of the ways I train," says Naruto as he removes his mask. "Damn you, Naruto, stop giving me clues like your father, and tell me the way." "May I ask what was the clue my father gave you?" "Look in the mirror, whatever that means. Also, how the hell should I know how you train?" "You seriously can't figure it out? Fine, I'll give you one word. Kage, see you, old man, I'm going home and taking a shower." Naruto shunshin out, leaving the Sandame alone. How the hell does looking in the mirror and using the word Kage make doing paperwork easier? Shouted an angry Sandame at no one in particular. Then he looks in the mirror, seeing his own reflection. Well, how does it make doing pap? A light bulb appears on top of his head as he figures it out. Hiruzen moves the paperwork out of the way and bangs his head on his desk. "I'm such an idiot, Kage Bunshin no Jutsu." As Hiruzen created 5 clones, they began to do the paperwork, and Hiruzen just pulled a small orange book titled Ika Ika. Tactics went to the couch, sat down, and began giggling in a perverted kind of way. Back with Naruto. "Seriously, this will be the worst 4 years in my life. You never know, kid, you might just like it there." "I highly doubt that, Q. I also suggest you keep your dope mask, including wearing that hideous jumpsuit you make your shadow clones wear when you are on missions, though you have better clothes, I know, But you don't want to make everyone suspicious by having a personality change overnight. You just made it worse. Hey, why can't I send a shadow clone in my place? Q. I have already thought of that, but there are two problems with your plans. Firstly, when you are on missions, you can run from mobs and hide from the other ninja using your clone when they try to hurt you, but at the academy, you will have to spar against other people, and if they land a hit on you, said clone go poof and you can't hide or run from them. Even if you do use your special clones, people can tell the difference between Kage Bunshins and the original if they look close enough, and you don't want to risk being found out, do you? Damn, guess you're right as always, Q. If it gets too boring, we're playing shogi in my mind. Very well, Kit. I'm going to sleep. Night, Kit. Night, Q. Time skip. 2 years later, 10 years old Naruto and day of the Uchiha massacre. As Naruto heads home under a star-filled night of Konoha, why was he walking home so late, you ask? Well, when Irika-sensei caught him vandalizing the Hokage's faces, again, he made him clean it, again, after that he took him to Ichiraku Ramen. Before Naruto knew it was night. As he decided to walk home instead of Shunshin, because he doesn't know if anyone is watching him, and because it's night and the night is much more peaceful than day in Naruto's opinion. When he passed the Uchiha district it was dark, which was odd for a really big clan. Naruto was going to ignore it, when he heard a scream from inside the complex. Naruto got out a scroll containing his ANBU attire and mask included that he carries wherever he goes just in case, quickly changed to his full ANBU attire, unseals his ninjutsu, straps it onto his back and released his genjutsu, hiding his true height of 4.7 feet, instead of the tiny size of 4.1 feet that was his genjutsu. With all that done, he rushed into Uchiha Complex and the location of the scream. With Hugen activated, I'll explain what it does during this or next chapter. Inside the complex. You are weak, Imuto. It's because you lack hatred. Why, Itachi? Why did you kill the clan? Shouted his little sister angrily, while in tears over everyone that she knew and loved that was killed by his older brother. Said sister was at the height of 4.6 feet with waist-length raven hair and onyx eyes. All she wore at the moment is a blue shinobi battle dress with the Uchiha clan symbol on the back. I killed the clan, foolish Imuto, because I needed to measure my strength. I kept you alive because I need you to measure my strength, for the clan was too weak. Come before me again with the eyes I possess now, then you might have a chance at killing me. To gain these eyes, you will have to kill your emotions, and kill your closest friend, Saki. With that said and done with, Saki jumped into the air and launched 6 shurikens at his brother, then charged attempting to stab him with a kunai. Itachi meanwhile just sidestepped and kicked Saki to the ground. See how weak you are, Imuto, without the hatred that I possess. He looks into Saki's eyes with his Manjikyo, 1, Sharingan. Su-2, he never got a chance to finish his technique as he had to dodge 6 kunais aimed at him. Saki then saw a patch of familiar messy blonde hair that reminded her of someone, but can't seem to remember at the moment. When she looked into his eye it was yellow, and like the Sharingan it has 3 tomo spinning in it. That was all Saki Uchiha saw before she blacked out. Back with Naruto after he threw the kunais. As Naruto looked at said Uchiha, he recognized her for being in the same class as him in the academy. She had lots of fanboys, and a prodigy. When Naruto saw her blackout, he turned his attention back to Itachi. He saw Itachi doing seals, then Naruto began doing seals katan, Gokakyu no Jutsu, 3. Itachi spat a huge fireball towards Naruto. Luckily Naruto finished doing seals Suiton, Mizurapa, 4. Both jutsu cancelled each other out, though the fireball was bigger, and exploded into steam and smaller mini fireballs and set the houses ablaze. Naruto rushed into the steam, came out the other side and stabbed Itachi through the heart with a kunai. He poofed into smoke showing he was a shadow clone and the real one got away. As ANBU arrived with the Hokage, they saw both jutsu cancel each other out and Naruto stabbing Itachi in the heart and him turning into smoke and the real Itachi jumping into the horizon. A few hours later. After Naruto debriefed the Hokage, he went home. Luckily tomorrow's the weekend, no academy. Also tomorrow I have no mission, so I can continue trying to prefect that jutsu. I agree with you, Kit, this a rare opportunity and it shouldn't go to waste. Night, Kit. Night, Q. With that they both went to sleep. Little did they know tomorrow would be anything but a regular weekend. Next morning, as Naruto ate breakfast, an ANBU appeared next to him. The Hokage wants to see you in 5 minutes. With that said, he shunshin out again. So much for my free weekend, mumbled Naruto to no one in particular. Kid, you don't know what the Hokage wants. For all you know, he could just be giving you a promotion to ANBU captain. Right, highly doubt that gonna happen, Q. Naruto shoved the rest of his toast into his mouth as he changed into his ANBU uniform and shunshin to the Hokage's office. Inside the Hokage tower. Don't worry, Saki, I know someone you can stay with until the Uchiha district get rebuilt, even if you don't. Hokage-sama, if I may ask, who is it? You will know when he gets here. Saki had just gotten out of hospital this morning. All she had was a few bruises and a scratched knee. After she made it to the front of the hospital doors, an ANBU appeared in front of her, said the Hokage wanted to see her, and shunshined her off. When she got there, he asked her a few questions, then if she got anywhere to stay, because they were busy cleaning up the Uchiha district from the fire his brother had set. She shook her head signifying no. Then the Hokage called an ANBU, whispered something into his ear. He nodded a shunshined off to do whatever. Then her mind wandered back to the blonde ANBU last night that saved her. Though his brother wasn't going to kill her, you can tell he was going to do something bad and painful. She was about to ask the Hokage who he was, until the same ANBU from last night shunshin into the office. He got on one knee. Hokage-sama, what did you need me for? Saki, I believe this was the ANBU that saved you last night? Am I right? She nodded at this, while the ANBU eyed the Hokage curiously. Saki, Kitstein here is one of my most trusted ANBU, not to mention one of the stronger shinobis in this village as well. He is also an orphan and never had parents, so you can relate to him in some way. I'm telling you this because you will be staying with him till we get the district cleaned up. She nodded at this, curious to find out who said ANBU was, while the ANBU just glared at the Hokage, then gave a nod signifying that he understood. Kitstein, please take off your mask. Again the ANBU glared at the Hokage, sighs, then takes it off. Saki was shocked who was underneath the mask. Naruto, the dead last midget prankster of the class, is an ANBU, taller than he is at the academy and hotter as well. Wait, what was she thinking? Naruto hot? Yeah, right, but he did look better in his ANBU uniform without orange and his goggles. Plus the muscles on that showed on his arm didn't help Saki from keeping away a small blush. There go my plans for the day, out the freaking window. So Saki, you finally find out that I'm ANBU. I'll tell you more once we get back to my place. Naruto glanced at Hiruzen, who nodded at him. Then Naruto placed a hand on Saki's shoulders and shunshin her back to Naruto's place. Naruto's place. Once they arrived, Naruto created a shadow clone to clean his leftover breakfast. He then unstraps his ninjutsu from his back, put it on the table along with his mask, and sat in a chair. Kitchen's here. The guest room, which will be your room, will be opposite my room, which is there. The bathroom is over there, and the living room is down the hall. You will have time to explore later. Any questions? Asked Naruto to a still shocked Saki. Once they arrived, Naruto created a shadow clone to clean his leftover breakfast. He then unstraps his ninjutsu from his back, put it on the table along with his mask, and sat in a chair. Kitchen's here. The guest room, which will be your room, will be opposite my room, which is there. The bathroom is over there, and the living room is down the hall. You will have time to explore later. Any questions? Asked Naruto to a still shocked Saki. Hell yes. How the hell did the dead last from the class become an ANBU? What's with those yellow eyes yesterday that look like the Sharingan? Why are you so tall, and what else have you been keeping a secret? Firstly, I was in ANBU when I was 6. Secondly, this is my real size. The orange-wearing midget is usually me under Genjutsu or Kage Bunshin. Thirdly, the eyes you saw. It's called the Hugin. It's my kekkei genkai that the Uzumaki clan received from the phoenixes. And lastly, I have a lot more secrets that only very few people knows about. Saki was shocked. The dead last, the dobe, class clown and the person that everyone hated was in ANBU when he was 6, the same year that Itachi graduated from the academy, and how many times people, especially her fanboys, has called him a clanless, no-talent dobe, and little did they know he could have killed them all in a split second. So tell me why you always act like an idiot at the academy. Also tell me about your kekkei genkai, Naruto. What happened to dobe? Saki remembered that every time she said something to him she would always use dobe. Can't exactly call you dobe now that I find out you are in ANBU now, can I? Now are you going to answer my questions? Naruto just chuckled at this. Firstly, you are not in a position to make demand to someone stronger than you are, unless you outrank them or if they are your captives. You do not outrank me, and I am definitely not your captive, but I'll answer them anyway. Because we will be living together for a while, so it will be best if we got along. Firstly, I act like a dobe because it's my mask, which people like you, I have dubbed it the dobe mask to hide my true identity. Seriously, how many academy students can perform shunshin? Anyway, I have the mask on all the time, unless I'm with certain people, on missions, or in here. Why? Because, let's just say people of this village don't like me too much and leave it at that. And about my kekkei genkai, the Hugin, its abilities are. Flashback no Jutsu. As a 5-year-old Naruto got the scroll of his inheritance out after he got it from the old man, the first thing he looked for was the information of the Hugin. As he unsealed everything like Kyubi has taught, which he bit his thumb and pressed it over the seal, it was the first scroll which popped up. He opened it up. As he read through it he got wide eyes. Who knew it could be so powerful? Inside the scroll it said, the Hugin, it was given to us by the phoenixes during the 4-month Uzumaki Uchiha War to counter the Sharingan. Its shape was based off the Sharingan, the only different in appearance is the different color irises. The Hugin has the same Tomo stages just like the Sharingan do, just with different effects. The first Tomo allow the user to see through most genjutsus, predict movements, and see other people's chakra signatures. The second Tomo allows the user to see through more genjutsu, put opponents in minor genjutsu, and lastly see movement in slow time movements. Lastly, the third Tomo, the last level for all Uzumaki so far, allow people to dispel all but the best of genjutsus, put other people in more advanced genjutsu, allow telepathic communications with other Uzumaki who have the 3 Tomo stage and activate it at the same time, and lastly understand how ninjutsu works. No, it does not copy it, but helps you learn it, for you memorize the seals, see how much chakra it uses, and so on. So if you want to learn it you will have to practice till you master it, or you will forget it in a week. Also it only work if the jutsus falls into your elemental category. Unlike the Sharingan which just copies it. There is also a higher stage that the Phoenix have told us, no one has activated it so far, because according to them, the person must have the right intention and under a certain circumstances before activating it. The power it possesses, the Phoenix will not tell us, saying that the power for each eye is different and can have 3 to 6 new powers depending on the user. Also the shape of the eyes, according to their information, is all different, depending on the personality of the person. Having different shape and power for each person, it sounded exactly like the eyes Madara and his brother Izuna, each possessing a different shape and power, so we decided to name this version after the Manjikyu Sharingan. The Manjikyu Hugin. If anyone has ever unlocked the level after the 3 Tomo, please write it in this scroll, the power and how to unlock, for future generations. That was where the scroll ended, but from what Naruto has seen it was powerful. Naruto wasted no time in trying to master it after that day and trying to unlock the 3 Tomo. Flashback Kai. There was a war between Uzumakis and Uchiha? Guess by what your clan is like, I'll say we Uhichas won. She grinned smugly. Actually, both clans made a temporary truce and went after the third clan, which caused the war. What happened was third clan hated both clan for I don't know what. Kill a high-ranking official from each clan, made it look like the other clan did it. Then bam, you got yourself a war, which is this reason the Uzumakis asked the Phoenixes for help, and they helped in granting us a kekkei genkai, which isn't originated from a demon/bijou. Also, the war occurred around 120 years ago before the construction of hidden villages, when all clans were at war with each other. Lastly, you should know that the Uzumaki lived in Whirlpool Village, before it was weakened by IWA, and which Kyuubi destroyed on his rampage here to Konoha. Hey! I wasn't in control of my body and mind at my time. Never said I blamed you, just telling her the truth. So what is the name of said third clan? No idea, but I heard from a reliable source, well at least to me, that it's now extinct. Okay. Oh yeah, I prefer if we can keep my mask on, just act the way you do around me at the academy and stuff like that. I don't like people nosing around stuff that ain't part of their concerns. Lastly, before I go make dinner, I'll be taking you back to your home tomorrow and getting some of your belongings. Fine, dope. Smiled Saki for the first time around someone outside her family. I said academy, not here. Yelled Naruto. After dinner. That was a good dinner. Who knew the dope can cook? Firstly, I'll appreciate it if you stop calling me dope around here, and about the cooking, you usually pick it up if you've been through what I have been through. Said as Naruto took a sip of his tea. Being an ANBU? That, and if you lived your life as an orphan where everyone either hated or scared of you. Wait. You are an orphan. What happened to your parents? I thought the Hokage said this in his office, and wasn't it obvious enough when no one ever came around to pick me up from the academy? If you must know, they died during the Kyuubi attack, which was half true since both Naruto's mother and father died on the same day of the attack, but for various reasons. Sorry, was in shock from finding out you were an ANBU, so that what the Hokage meant when he said I can relate to you, and about no one to pick you up, there is a rumor going around that you were abandoned by your parents. Sorry. As Naruto heard this, he clenched his fist in anger and eyes flashed red for a brief moment before returning to normal. Unfortunately, Saki saw. Wait, why did your eyes just flash red? Huh? What do you mean? Crap, I need to control my anger better. No shit, kid, unless you want to tell her about me, I suggest you make up some excuse and quick. It just flashed red for a brief moment. Are you sure you weren't seeing thing? All I did was flash my huggin for a brief second. I swear it flashed red. Oh well. Few close call. Anyway, guess what they say is true then. What, your parents abandoning you? No, I know who my parents are, but I don't intend to tell anyone that just yet. What I meant was that the saying ignorance is bliss is true, to an extent at least. Anyway, get ready for bed. I'll be taking you back to the Uchiha compound tomorrow to get your possessions, well, at least the one that are still intact from the fire. Night. Yeah, night. The next day. Saki woke up the next day, got changed and headed to the kitchen to find Naruto leaning against the counter in his full ANBU uniform with the mask covering the right side of his head. Sleep all right yesterday? Asked concerned Naruto. Just fine. You sure? I mean, I could hear you from my side of the room, screaming every once in a while last night. Fine. I had a nightmare about Itachi. Happy now? You know I'm just trying to help, right? Being an ANBU, you see stuff most people twice my age don't usually see. Anyway, you ready to go get your things? Yeah, just let me eat breakfast first, and sorry about snapping at you before, it still hurts. Naruto nodded. 30 minutes later, she and Naruto shunshin to the main entrance of the Uchiha complex. The entrance was guarded by 2 ANBU, which halted them till Naruto showed them a piece of paper from the Hokage, which they were led inside afterwards. Saki turned to Naruto. What was that paper about? Isn't it obvious? When she shook her head, he sighed. That was permission from Hokage-sama to allow us in here. Wait, why do we need permission to enter my home? Beside the fact that your entire clan was slaughtered, that around 3/4 of the complex was burnt down and not a building escaped damage, which could injure you badly, not to mention the fact that the Hokage don't want people snooping around, I don't see why you need it. Once they reach the clan compound, you can see Chunin squads with some ANBU clearing away the debris, and the bodies were left on the courtyard, covered with blankets and marked with a name. Also, a ceremony will be held for the clan in a week, just thought you liked to know. When they reached Saki's house in the center of the district, she led him into a room. Alright, how are we going to get my stuff to your place? Naruto just grinned under his mask and pulled out a storage scroll. With this, take whatever you need and I'll seal it in here. Saki nodded and in 40 minutes they were done. When they were walking back to Naruto's apartment because they had some time to kill, they ran into Ino and Sakura. Just my freaking luck. Thought a certain blonde, 3 guesses which blonde. Hey Saki, who is that beside you, said a certain pink-haired girl. Him? He is just here to help me get some stuff from my house. Oh? Where are you staying with then? I heard that most of the Uchiha district was burnt down due to fight between an ANBU and Itachi. The blonde girl then asked. Sensing this was not going to go in his favor, Naruto quickly made a plan to get out as soon as possible. Uchiha-san, if you don't need me anymore, I have some business to take care of. If you need me later on, just let the Hokage know. Naruto handed the scroll with Saki belonging and a key to his apartment before he shunshins away. Who was that? ANBU. I meant, why did he leave when he saw us? I don't know, probably has something to do, didn't you hear him? Anyway, you alright, got anywhere to stay? Hokage-sama got me somewhere to stay. Well, if you need somewhere to stay, I'm sure my mom wouldn't mind. I'll keep that in mind. Now if you guys don't need me, I'll be off now, see ya. With that, Saki walked to Naruto's apartment. When she reached his house, she found Naruto's ANBU uniform on the couch and a note on the table. Out to get groceries. Saki shrugged and headed to her room, then realizing she had no idea how to get her stuff out, went to the couch and sat down. 20 minutes later she heard the door open. When she was about to shout at said blonde for giving her a scroll that she didn't know how to unseal stuff from, he walked into the living room in his genjutsu and orange jumpsuit all bloodied and bruised. She forgets about the scroll instantly, fearing about the blonde's welfare. Naruto. What happened to you? Didn't you read the note? Yes, but why are you all beaten up like this? Ain't you supposed to be an ANBU? Oh, this is nothing, it should be all healed up by tomorrow, and besides, if you think this is bad, wait till it's October 10th. As Naruto said this, he undid the genjutsu and his hand glowed green and he placed it over some of the deeper wounds. Who did this to you? Why didn't you beat the crap out of them? Simple, the people who did this to me today are mostly civilians, with some Jonin and Chunin ninjas. Also, some of your fanboys decided it would be fun to kick me around a bit. Can't exactly harm them without revealing myself or getting thrown in an ANBU holding cell. Saki was speechless. Here Naruto was an ANBU, doing mission and protecting the village, and they beat the crap out of him, and to think he has been going through this for 10 years. 10 years worth of beating because the people that cared for him either didn't know what was going on or don't have time to take care of it. 10 years of loneliness, with no one to care for him except the Hokage, but he probably didn't have time to visit him anyway. Basically 10 years worth of hell. Hell, she just lost her parents for a couple of days and it sucked. Think about having no one to care for you. If she was in his shoe, she would have been dead a long time ago. Wait. Isn't October 10th your birthday, though? Yeah. Your point? Shouldn't the villager be like, I don't know, stop beating you up because, and maybe treat you kinder because it's your birthday? I don't know about other people, but when it was my birthday, my parents gave me gifts and stuff like that. What happened October 10th, 12 years ago? What hap? QB attacked. And Konoha's hatred of the Kyuubi or anything related to Kyuubi is only rivaled by the hatred of IWA. But Kyuubi is killed by the Yondaime. Right? Also, shouldn't the Hokage try to stop them? There is already a law, but so many people do it. By the time the beatings stop, at least 9/10 of Konoha will be buried 6 feet under the ground. Wait, isn't tomorrow October 10th? Yes, and it's around the time I ask for an A-rank mission or higher from the Hokage, but I'm stuck looking after you, so I guess I either stay indoors tomorrow or end up in hospital as a bloody pulp. Luckily, they still haven't found out where I lived yet. They still think that I moved from hideout to hideout, not that I'm complaining. It keeps them off my trail, although some shinobi try to find out where I actually live or usually stay at, which I have at least 4 different places to go to if that happens. Sorry. Why? All my life I haven't seen someone beaten so badly for just being born on the day of Kyuubi's attack. Aw, thanks, Saki, never knew you cared for me. Naruto flashed a foxy grin at her. Almost instantly she turns red and shouted, I was just curious, Baka. 1. Can you stop screaming? It's hurting my ears. Since you are an ANBU, why don't you just use Hinge, assuming that the dobe knows how to use Hinge? Beside the fact I technically haven't learned it yet, most experienced chunins can see through a hinge, and jonins know if a genjutsu has been casted from a chakra spike. So when they find out that I was the one in the hinge or genjutsu, there will be hell to pay. Wait, how do people know you haven't learned hinge yet? Also, don't you use a genjutsu to control your size? Well, being dead last, you have a reputation. Also, information about my progress get leaked into the public because most teachers there hates my gut. Also, the only reason they haven't noticed the genjutsu yet is because the demons seem to be too stupid to do anything except run from a mob. So they don't pay too much attention, but someone else they haven't seen before, they will be on their guard. Guess you're right. Wait, Irika-sensei seems to like you. Are you sure he hates you? I met Mizuki. He is the one that usually rigs my tests to make them harder, points out my hiding spots, and so on. Irika-sensei, on the other hand, is like my older brother figure. Why do you call Irika-sensei? Don't you know everything he teaches you? Yes, but I call him sensei because his is the one of the only people that I know that could be bothered to teach me anything, or at least try. Though he didn't like me much when I first began through, guess I grew on him. Naruto said the last part with a thoughtful expression. Mizuki doesn't treat you too badly, are you sure, or are your ANBU senses getting rusty because of staying at the academy? Firstly, I do solo B-rank plus mission every week. Where do you think I get my money? And you can tell that he hates me by looking in his eyes when he looks at me. Most people don't bother to conceal their hate because I seem too ignorant to realize. Why did you make a mask anyway? If they see how much skills you have in the first place, they probably would stop beating you. Naruto just stares at her if she had gone crazy. For the best in the class, you can't see underneath the underneath, can you? Firstly, you hear them calling me demon or Kyuubi's recantation. Hell, when I first joined the academy there was petition going around to prevent the demon from joining and gaining power. Obviously the Hokage stopped this and let me join regardless. So I had to be dead last if I wanted to live, or at least have better life. If I had shown that I was well above my level or at least top of the class, they would come after my head even more often. Thus I created the dobe mask. As you can see, it consists of me wearing that orange jumpsuit, even though I have better clothes, acting like a hyperactive, loudmouth idiot and obnoxious, and lastly, what kind of mask would be complete without having a crush, so in this case I chose Sakura. I don't plan to drop the mask anytime soon. So when we go back to the academy you have to act like you usually do around me, and vice versa. Okay, but why did you choose Sakura out of everyone in the class to be part of the mask? Naruto cocks his head to the side. Why do you ask? Just curious. Right. What I am? Temperamental much? Just answer the question. Geez, it's going to be a pain living with you. I chose Sakura because she would go to support my mask. Firstly, who would hit on someone who can screech like a banshee. Secondly, who would go for a fangirl. Thirdly, she is piss weak. Happy now? You know I can use this against you, right? And reveal that I'm ANBU and risk facing the wrath of the Hokage. Even though you are the last Uchiha, Naruto was cut off as Saki stood up. I'm going to bed. With that, Saki stormed up to her room and slammed the door. If I didn't know better, I'll say she has something for you. Yeah, probably feels sorry for me. Seriously, how many people your age live a double life, are an ANBU, and survive a childhood like yours? That will definitely make you a chick magnet. Yeah, she doesn't know about you living inside me at the moment. Plus, if anyone, let alone a girl, tried to get close to me, her parents usually tell her to stay away from me. I'm betting she is just angry from losing an argument to the dead last of the class. Yeah, well, if you need any advice, feel free to ask. Living for thousands of years, you learn one or two things about females. You will understand once you get older. I see, I'm going to bed. With that, Naruto stood up, went into his room, changed, and collapsed into his bed, instantly falling asleep. Time skip, 2 years later, Ninja Academy graduation day. It was a very exciting day for all Academy students. It was the day that they finally became genin. Naruto was taking his excitement to a whole new level. He was basically jumping around the classroom shouting things like being Hokage at the top of his lungs, while in his mind he was excited for a different reason. Finally, no more boring academy lessons. I can finally go train for real again. I'll miss Irika-sensei though. You can visit him in between missions and training. It's not like he's all that hard to find. He basically spent most of his time here anyway. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if he lived here. True. Naruto was snapped out of his musing and fake hyperactiveness when Saki said adobe is always adobe no matter how hard they try. Naruto pretended to be angry, then he jumped on Saki's desk and squatted in front of her. Care to repeat that, team? 1. Once Saki was cut off when the person behind Naruto leaned back on his chair stretching, which bumped into Naruto, pushing him forward unexpectedly, causing Naruto to lose balance and therefore unintentionally kissing Saki on the lips. Saki's POV. As soon as she realized what was happening, she pulled back as quick as possible. Did Naruto-kun just kiss me? Wait, when did I add the kun suffix to his name? Then she heard Naruto say something. I am so sorry, Saki, Naruto stutters out. She was blushing like mad. She was supposed to be the cold, emotionless type. Damn it! She screams in her head. Then she buries her head in her arm, hiding her blush. Naruto's POV. He pulls back with his full ANBU speed and fell to the ground. Crap, did I just kiss her? And judging by what you are feeling at the moment, I'll confidently say you enjoyed it, though I knew this would happen sooner or later, but not this soon and definitely not like this. Kyuubi cackles loudly in his mind, causing Naruto to blush. I am so sorry, Saki, Naruto stutters out. The next thing he knew, she buries her face in her arms. Damn it! Did I make her cry? Must find way to apologize. Damn, she got a nice body. Those B-cup breasts, FUCK, get rid of those thoughts. Trust me, she is not crying, probably embarrassed. Yes, you would too if someone kissed you like that. Also, I would like to say I told you so. You like her. That or you're a pervert like most males of any species around your age are. Shut up, Q. I'm not a pervert. Though I hope you're right, and she not going to kill me. Don't worry, no one going to kill you. Well, at least she not going to kill. Can't say anything about her fanboys though. Normal POV. I'm so sorry. Didn't know you were behind me. The boy who bumped into Naruto says, Naruto, look what you did to Saki-chan. Her first kiss was supposed to be with me. The great Kiba Inuzuka. I really don't want to use Kiba like this. I like the guy, but I really don't want to create an OC and kill him off a few chapters later. Not some pathetic dope like you. Kiba, one of Saki's fanboys, says. The next thing Naruto knew, he was being picked up by Kiba and slugged across the face. Of course, that punch didn't hurt compared to the one in his beating and ANBU injuries, but Naruto still had a mask to keep on, so he grunted in pain and flew back a meter. It wasn't my fault. The guy over there bumped into me, making me lose balance, whined Naruto. I don't care, you stole Saki-chan's first kiss. As the Saki fan club, which consisted of 80% of the class male population, was about to give Naruto a beating along with some of Saki's friends, Naruto was then saved when Irika walks in and tells everyone to settle down. Today, as you know, is the graduation exam for the genin tests. First off is the paper test. Mizuki will be handing them out. As Mizuki got to Naruto and gave him test, he whispers, "Good luck, Naruto, hope you pass." Yup, he's definitely up to something, but what? As always, there is a genjutsu on the test. Naruto then dispelled it and did the bare minimum to pass, deciding it will be safer to reveal his mask slowly. Alright, everyone, pencils down. Time up. Now everyone follow Mizuki outside for the taijutsu portion. Outside. Alright, everyone form a line over there. You will come up one at a time. You will pass this portion of the exams if you manage to land a hit on me or survive 1 minute without getting knocked out. First person up. 30 minutes later. Naruto Uzumaki, you are up. This is purely taijutsu. Good luck. Mizuki says and smirks. He's definitely up to something. For one, he is going faster than possible for genin to keep up. What do you think, Q? As Naruto asked Kyubi, he ducked a kick aimed for his head. Fail this exam and see what he is up to. He's never this kind to you before. Roger that, I'll fail at the Bunshin test, after all it's my worst. The bell then went off, signaling the end of the minute. Everyone follow me back inside for the genjutsu portion of the exam. Minus 10 minutes sitting the classroom. Irika had just finished marking the exams and comes in to see them doing the genjutsu portion. From the looks of it, only Naruto, Kiba, and a few other people were still trapped. So what are they seeing, Mizuki? The Hokage giving them a speech, "4 more minutes and I'll release." Irika nodded at this. Naruto then said kekkei, shocking both the teachers and class. Naruto, you did improve after all. Naruto just grins at Irika and scratches the back of his head and replied, I highly doubt Hokage Gigi will say something about the flames of youth. Plus, something from him was just a bit weird. The Gigi part just shocked everyone. No one has ever called the Hokage that, except his grandson. Alright, Mizuki, it's time to release the genjutsu and get on with the exams. He nodded at this and released the genjutsu. The people that were still trapped were shocked that they were trapped in a genjutsu all along. The class just laughed at them. Alright, now for the ninjutsu portion, first up. Another 20 minutes later. Uzumaki Naruto, please come into the room. Well, time to begin Operation Fall from Grace. You could have came up with a more fitting name, you know. Well, I don't exactly have much time to come up with one, you know. Well, Naruto, all you have to perform a hinge, kawarimi, and bunshin no jutsu, creating 3 clones successfully, any order you wish. Okay, Irika-sensei, Naruto chirped. Naruto then hinged into a naked girl with his privates covered in smoke, giving both men in the room a giant nosebleed. As they chased Naruto around the room, he then kawarimi with the chair Mizuki was sitting on as the both fell over in a pile while Naruto laughed at them. While the class outside heard the crashing and laughter, they just sweat dropped. As the situation became normal again, if you called normal as both teacher having tissue stuck in their nose, blood splattering on their vest and all over the room from said blood nose normal, then it was normal. Alright, Naruto, time to do the bunshin no jutsu. Irika offers Naruto a smile. Alright, Naruto then did the jutsu and 3 dead clones appear. Naruto, you fail. Come on, Irika, give the boy a break, surely he can pass. No, He can't even do a simple jutsu like a bunshin. How can he survive the shinobi world? As Naruto heard this, he inwardly smiled, knowing that Irika cared for his safety, and how little they actually knew. Naruto came out of the room with his head down and headed outside the classroom. I knew the dobe won't pass. So Saki-chan, how about you and me go on a date? Saki just glares at him. She then sneered, I don't have time to date. If you have any pride you would go train, instead of chasing me around like an idiot. Meanwhile in Saki's head, how would Naruto fail? He's an ANBU. Unless he had a reason to fail. Mizuki while just headed though the door giving Irika a quick farewell, alright class, you passed the genin exams, congratulations all. Meanwhile outside. Naruto was outside on the swing pretending to be sad, while the parents glared at him and said some stuff about demon, failing and good for the village. Mizuki walked up behind him. Hey Naruto. He says kindly, a bit too kindly. Mizuki-sensei. Naruto, what if I told you there was another way to pass the genin exams? Naruto perked up at this while Mizuki just chuckled. Alright, your task is to steal the forbidden scroll in the Hokage Tower and learn a technique from it, and then I'll pass you alright? Mizuki then pulls out a map. We will meet here in 3 hours alright? Hi. Naruto sped off into the distance to tell what the Hokage he has learnt. Meanwhile Mizuki chuckled evilly ignorant to the doom befalling him. Meanwhile Saki hid in a corner and heard all this, then her eyes went wide. She made a decision to tell Irika. Naruto had just reached the Hokage Tower. He rushed to the Sandame's office and barged in seeing 5 Hokage clones doing work and the original giggling while reading in small orange book on the couch. Hokage Gigi? Hiruzen perked up at this and saw Naruto. Naruto, I must thank you for telling me the shadow clone way of doing paperwork. It saved me a lot of time. Anyway, what did you want to see me for? Right, well I failed the genin exams on purpose dash. Naruto was cut off when the Sandame shouted at him, what in Kami name caused you to fail the world easiest shinobi test on purpose? If you would let me finish, I failed because I felt that Mizuki was up to something, and I was right. After I failed, he went up to me when I was alone and asked me to steal the forbidden scroll, learn a technique from it, and he will pass me. Hiruzen smirked at this. I knew Mizuki was up to no good for some time, all I needed was some proof. As Naruto said this, he handed the scroll to Naruto. So you want me to do this as Dobe Naruto, True Naruto, or Kitsune? It's your choice. Just to let you know, this is an A-rank mission, with A-rank pay. I'll do it as Kitsune then. Naruto then got out a scroll containing his ANBU uniform, went across the hall to the bathroom to change and attached his ninjutsu to his back with the scroll. Hokage-sama, I'll be heading out now. His meetings in this clearing in 3 hours, feel free to come. With that, Kitsune pointed to the map of Konoha on the wall and jumped through the window heading to the destination. Saki POV. Irika-sensei. Saki shouted once she saw him walking down the hallway. I heard Mizuki tricking Naruto into stealing the forbidden scroll. He told him that if he stole it and learned a technique from it, he will let Naruto pass. I saw the Mizuki point to this location on the map. He told Naruto to meet him in 3 hours. Irika got wide eyes. Alright, Saki, go home, I'll help Naruto. Thank you for telling me. As Irika was about to head off, he felt Saki touch on his shoulder. He turned around and heard Saki say, I'm coming too. I'll be damned if I let the dobe beat me in this. Even if you do tell me to go home, I'll just follow you, so you got no choice but to take me. Fine, just don't do something reckless. With that, both of them headed to prepare. 3 hours later with Naruto. Naruto hinged into his orange self and waited for Mizuki's arrival. 3 hours later, a kunai came whizzing down on Naruto. He jumps to the side with the scroll. Alright, Naruto, you passed the awareness test, now hand over the scroll and you get promoted. Mizuki was standing on top of a tree with an overlarge shuriken on his back. Naruto smirked, knowing this will be easy, as he was about to release his hinge when he heard Irika call to him. Naruto, don't give him the scroll, take it and run. He turned around and there was Irika with Saki. Mizuki visibly scowled and just chuckled lightly afterwards. Do you know why this village hates you, Naruto? Mizuki, no. It's against the law, but Mizuki just continued, everyone hates you, even Irika over there, you know why? Naruto, don't listen to him. Run now. It's because you are the Kyuubi no Kitsune reincarnation, you even killed Irika parents. Naruto just stared at Mizuki, then said, firstly, I am the Jinchuriki for Kyuubi, I am not Kyuubi himself, secondly, I already know that I am Kyuubi's container, and thirdly, you just broke a law of the Sandaime which is punishable by death. Both teachers were shocked to say he knew, well except Saki, Naruto told her about him last year. Flashback no jutsu. What was that red stuff that was around you, Naruto? Asked the shocked yet curious Saki, to an undisguised Naruto after he protected her from a drunken jonin that wanted the honor to revive the Uchiha clan. I can't tell you, you will just hate me afterwards just like everyone else. Naruto looks away. Saki bought her head to Naruto's shoulder, you saved me for the second time from pain, I'll never hate you, just tell me, is it because of the red chakra that they hate you? Naruto just nodded with tears in his eye. Do you trust me? He nodded again, then tell me. Just tell her, she won't hate you. I am never wrong about this stuff. Naruto just nodded again to Kyuubi's words. He then looked Saki in her onyx eye. Promise you won't hate me, and to keep this a secret. She nodded at this, waiting for an answer. Fine, how much do you know about Kyuubi? Not much, except that he was killed by the Yondaime. Naruto chuckled lightly at this. Saki, Bijus can't be killed, even the weakest, Ichibi can't be killed. Defeated yes, killed no. So when the Kyuubi attacked, the Yondaime decided to do the next best thing. He decided to seal it at the cost of his own life. Of course you can't seal it into an inanimate object or an adult, he will just break free again. You need to seal it into something with developing chakra coils, basically a newborn baby. The Yondaime couldn't ask another family to give up something he wouldn't. The Yondaime, my father sealed Kyuubi inside me. For the sake of the village he sacrificed his life and my life. I Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze is the Jinchuriki to the strongest Biju in existence, Kyuubi no Kitsune. My mother died when she went out to help my father fight the Kyuubi just right after she gave birth to me, so I was alone for most part of the time, until I met you, at least, my first real friend around my age. Saki was shocked, then she hugged him. Naruto was so happy that she didn't hate him. He shunshined them to his apartment and they fell asleep on the couch in each other's arms. Nothing happened if perverts are reading this. Flashback Kai. Guess you are right, Naruto. Would you like to do the honors? The Sandaime said as he appeared next to Irika and Saki with Tenzo by his side. Sure, why not? Naruto finally released his hinge, revealing his true height, ANBU uniform, his mask on the side of his head and ninja strapped to his back. Mizuki and Irika was shocked. Here Naruto, the dead last of the class, was in ANBU. What kind of joke is this? How can that demon be in ANBU? He can't even do a simple bunch-in. I can, and I would have passed as well, but I knew you were up to something. So I failed on purpose, said Naruto with a shrug. Irika was speechless and was just gaping at Naruto. Irika-sensei, I'm sorry about your parents. I just hope you don't hate me, especially now when I have been deceiving almost everyone in the class about my true skills. Naruto, I don't hate you. I never did. Thank you, Irika-sensei. Hey demon, looks like I'll have to use the power that Orochimaru-sama gave me. You should feel honored about having to be killed this power. Mizuki grins as changed to a half-tiger/human thing. Scared demon? You should be. Trust me when I say my ANBU missions are much scarier and harder. Futon, Detapa, 2, Naruto blew a strong gust of wind at Mizuki, who just jumped up higher to another tree branch dodging. Is that all the mighty demon have? I'm disappointed. Naruto slid his fox mask over his face. Trust me, when I say you will die here and now. Naruto pulled out his ninjutsu. Yami no Mai, 3. Naruto disappears from view and reappears behind Mizuki. Naruto slashed down while Mizuki jumps backwards and threw his giant shuriken at Naruto, who just deflected it and charged forward, slashing 6 times and appearing behind Mizuki. Mizuki just grins, then the grin faltered. All of a sudden Mizuki's body falls into 6 different bloodied pieces. Hokage-sama, mission completed. Here is the Forbidden Scroll. Thank you, Kitsune. Please take off your mask. As Naruto did this, the Sandaime reached into his robe and pulled out a leaf headband from his robe. You are now officially a shinobi of Konohagakure no Sato. Congratulations, Naruto. You can choose to go back into ANBU, or become a genin. If you do choose the rank of genin, you will still rejoin the ranks of ANBU anytime, and you just won't be sent on ANBU missions anymore. Thank you, Gigi. I'd like to be genin if I may, and ANBU it gets too hectic at time and I need a break. Plus I have enough money from mission to last me a few years. Hiruzen smiles at the boy. Very well, Naruto. Irika, everything you found out about Naruto here is an S-ranked secret, which if revealed is punishable by death. Do you understand? Hi Hokage-sama, but what about Saki? She knows. After all, it was Naruto who saved her from Itachi during the massacre. Irika stared wide eyes at the both of them, which both nodded at him. Naruto then spoke up. If you don't need me anymore, I'll be heading home. See ya. With that, he shunshin off to his apartment with Saki, which I should explain lives directly across the hall from Naruto after she asked the Hokage to let her move into said just vacant apartment. One day after the Mizuki event. As Naruto wakes up at the unusual time of 7 a.m., he got slightly angry that he didn't have time to go train before the day began. He ate a breakfast which consisted of a carton of milk and a cup of ramen. He then got changed into his usual ANBU-style black pants, a black t-shirt, and wearing a thin white-colored coat with hood and black trimming on the hems reaching just above his knees. He got the scroll containing his ANBU mask and armor and put in one of his hidden pocket beneath the coat. Then he got out his ninjutsu and strapped it onto his back beneath the jacket and took his headband and strapped it to his right arm, like the way Shikamaru wears it. With his genjutsu activated, he jumped out the apartment window and headed to the academy. At the academy, it took him 10 minutes to reach. As he entered the classroom, he was for once in his entire life early to the academy. He looked around and saw the class was almost full, when looked to the clock and gave a sigh. Only 2 minutes left. As he walked in, he heard Kiba shout, "Hey Dobe! You got the wrong class. This room is only for genin graduates. Look at my arm. The one calling me Dobe can't even see my headband. Who's Dobe now, huh?" Naruto shouts back at Kiba. As Naruto walks up and takes a seat beside Hinata, as the seat next to Saki was taken by Kiba and the one that is next to his mask's crush of Sakura was already taken by her friend Ino. So that didn't leave him with much of a choice. As he sat down, he saw the Hyuga blush and began pushing both her index fingers together, obviously nervous about something. Though he didn't know Hinata too well, she was still one of those people that didn't try to hurt him, so making him care for her as a friend. "Hinata, you all right? You seem nervous about something." I am fine, Naruto-kun. Hinata blush deepens as she said this, while Naruto just shrugged, being as dense as he is. A minute later, Irika came in. "Irika-sensei, where is Mizuki-sensei?" asked Sakura. "Mizuki is on a mission for Hokage-sama at the moment, so he won't be back for at least a week." As he said this, he turned to look at Naruto and slightly nodded at him, which in some weird way only Naruto saw and nodded back. Okay, the teams are as follows. Team 1. Time skip 5 minutes later. Team 7 will be Uzumaki Naruto. He perked up hearing his name, Haruno Sakura, and Uchiha Saki. You better not try anything on Saki-chan, Dobe, or you will regret it. yelled a pissed-off Kiba at Naruto, while Naruto just raised an eyebrow at him. Your sensei will be Hatake Kakashi. Team 8 will consist of Aburame Shino, Hyuga Hinata, and Inuzuka Kiba. Your sensei will be Kurenai Yuhi. Kiba groaned at this for not being on the same team as Saki. Team 9 is still in service from last year. So Team 10 will be Nara Shikamaru, Yamanaka Ino, and Akimichi Choji. Your sensei will be Sarutobi Asuma. That's the last of the teams. Congratulations all on making Genin, and this is where we part. Good luck in your future shinobi careers. As Arika said this, the Jonin sensei walked in and picked up their teams, and in a few minutes the only people in the room were Team 7 and Arika. So, where is our sensei? Arika sensei? Naruto spoke up. But Arika had already left the room when most of the Jonin came to pick up their teams. 2 hours and 45 minutes later. Where's our sensei? Screeched an irritated pink-haired banshee in human form. As she continued to screech, Kyuubi spoke to Naruto. Kit, do the three of us in this room a favor. Make her shut up and save all our hearing. Even a demon can go deaf from loud screechy noises too, you know. Fine, if I get punched over the head, it's your fault. You have had worse injuries in ANBU and from mobs. True, but I was hoping not to talk to her. Fine, my ears are beginning to hurt anyway. Sakura, if you could do us all a favor and shut up for 5 freaking minutes and let us keep our hearing. Sakura was shocked at first that someone that had a crush on her told her to shut up, then that shock turned into rage. What did you say, Naruto Baka? She marched up to Naruto and tried to punch him in the face, but he just dodged every hit she threw at him while Saki watched from the sideline with amusement in her eyes. 15 minutes of trying to hit Naruto, which failed miserably by the way. Sakura was worn out chasing him around the room, and with Naruto jumping from desk to desk, she just sat down and glared at Naruto, while Naruto himself hasn't even broken a sweat yet. He just sat down near a window and stared out. Ha 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 ha. She pathetic, and they call you dead last. True. Hope she don't die on us on our first Searing mission. If she doesn't stop screaming every time she speaks, I'll somehow kill her myself. Just then the door opened to see a gray/silver-haired man with the only part of his face showing was his one eye. The rest was hidden beneath his mask, and his other eye was hidden beneath his headband. Said hair in some way defied the laws of gravity. He eyed the people in the room lazily. My first impression of you guys, I don't like you. Meet me on the roof in 5 minutes. He disappears in a poof of smoke. Sakura walks out first. Naruto and Saki just nodded to each other and Shunshin to the roof. As they appeared, Kakashi was reading a small orange book that the Hokage read. Kakashi looks up to them in shock, though you can't tell because his face was hidden underneath his mask. They know Shunshin? I can understand Saki may be learning it, but Naruto? True, he may have been Sensei's son, but the reports say that he is dead last with really bad chakra control. Could the reports be inaccurate? I'll check with Hokage-sama later. Just then Sakura appears on the roof. She looked in shock before Naruto and Saki. How did you two get here before me? I didn't remember seeing you go past me, and I am sure I was the first one out of the room. Naruto spoke up. Well, Sakura, if you had waited for us, we could have showed you the shortcut we found. Kakashi decided to speak up before an argument began. Well, since that you are a team now, why not introduce yourselves? You know, likes, dislikes, dreams for the future. Pinky, you can go first. Sakura brows twitched at the name. Ano, could you go first and give us an example? Kakashi just looks at Sakura. Here was the smartest girl in the academy, and she couldn't even begin an introduction. Kakashi sighs and began, My name is Hatake Kakashi. I have many likes and dislikes. I have lots of hobbies. My dreams, none of your concerns. Everyone sweat drops at this as all they learned was his name. All right, your turn, Pinky. Right, well, my name is Sakura Haruno. I like Saki-chan and Ino-chan, shopping and dating. My dislikes are Naruto no Baka over there. My dream is to find someone who would love me. That's a bit hard when you sound like a banshee. Naruto nearly burst out laughing at what Kyuubi said, but luckily for him years in ANBU taught him how to suppress his emotions. Great a semi-fangirl, least she doesn't have a boy to get addicted to, yet. Emo, you're up next. My name is Uchiha Saki and not Emo. I don't have too many likes. I dislike most things in my dreams, to find a certain man, and find out why he did what he did. Not as bad as Pinky, hell she is a lot better than Pinky, least she not too much of an Avenger type of person, bit broody, but still. Sensei's son seems happy enough, hell a bit too happy judging by what he has gone through. Blondie, you're up next. My name is Uzumaki Naruto. I like ramen, training, and the few precious people, my dislike, people that underestimate me for who I am and the 3 minutes to make instant ramen. My dream is to be acknowledged by this village for who I am, not what I am. He knows about Kyuubi. Kakashi assumes with his eyes widening a fraction, which no one noticed. Sakura looks at Naruto with a confused expression. When she was about to ask what he meant, she was interrupted by Naruto. Oh yeah. And to be the best Hokage ever. Everyone just sweats drops at this, even Kyuubi. You just had to that, didn't you? I still have my mask on. Well anyway, meet me at Training Ground 7 tomorrow at 5 in the morning for the real Genin test. Kakashi-sensei, didn't we pass the Genin test already? Asked a confused Sakura. You passed the one designed to weed out those with no talents as a shinobi. This is the real one. There is a 66% chance of failure. Oh, and I suggest that you don't eat breakfast tomorrow unless you want to puke. See you tomorrow at Training Ground 7. Kakashi eye smiles and disappears in a whirl of leaves, leaving Team 7 on the roof. Naruto spoke up. Well, if you need me, I'll be at Ichiraku Ramen. With that, he heads down the stairs, turns a corner, and Shunshin off. With Kakashi. Come in, Kakashi. Hokage-sama, I'd like to ask you a question about Naruto. I saw him and Saki Shunshin to the roof today. I can understand Saki learning the technique, but Naruto? Are you sure they are accurate? They are accurate, Kakashi. There is 2 different reports on Naruto, though both are in the same file, are very different. Hokage-sama? The Academy reports on Naruto, and I'm willing to bet my entire Ika collection that his team introduction is Naruto's mask. None of the Academy instructors know about true Naruto, save one person who just found out yesterday by accident. I am not going to tell what Naruto is like or his true self. I won't betray his trust. He will tell everyone when he is ready. You and Sakura will probably be the first to know. His crush on Sakura is real then? No, his crush is also part of the mask. It's because Saki already knows. She found the day after the Uchiha clan was massacred. She and Naruto have a close friendship, though the reports at the Academy say otherwise, but that is probably how she acts to support Naruto's mask. Naruto. What are you hiding? Hope you won't betray the village. Kakashi, I won't tell you about Naruto, but I'll tell you this much, he will die for this village, unlike most children his age. Hi. Also from his introduction today, I believe he knows about Kyuubi? Yes, he does. Don't worry though, he and Kyuubi are on good terms. What do you mean by good terms? As in Kyuubi won't try to kill Naruto and break free and destroy the village, that kind of good term. Kakashi eyes widened. Hokage-sama? Are you sure? I'm sure, Kakashi. I trust Naruto more than most of the people in this village. This seems to put Kakashi at ease. Anything else you wish to tell me? No, besides the fact both Saki and Naruto are stronger than they let on. Dismiss. Hi. The next day, Naruto woke up, ate a quick breakfast of ramen. He then changed to what he wore yesterday, but this time he chose to wear his black ANBU traveling cloak over his white jacket. Why he chose to wear this? Because it has more pockets for weapons and seals. Also, you can't see what you do with your hands underneath it if you chose to. He went to his armory, which was a room filled with shelves of scroll containing kunais, shurikens, blades, armor, extra sets of ANBU uniform, spare masks, other scrolls, and basically almost anything that can kill or draw blood is in there. Naruto filled up on weapons, then he straps his ninjutsu beneath his cloak and jacket with handles sticking out like yesterday. He then packed 2 bento boxes into his bag, knowing that Kakashi would be late again. How he knew this? Everyone in ANBU talks about him, that's how. As he put his bag on his back, he sensed someone outside. He smiled, knowing exactly who it was. He went to the door and opened it, seeing Saki just about to knock. "So, can I come in? You know you're always welcome here." Saki smiles as she heard this. She looks Naruto over, rarely seeing without the jumpsuit these days. "You look good like this, should wear it more often. Anyways, it's nearly 5, you want to head out to the training ground now?" Naruto blushed a bit when he heard this. "Right, so, have you had breakfast yet?" She shook her head. "Didn't have time, never had to wake up this early, I'm still sleepy." Naruto just chuckled at this. "You know right that Kakashi is known for being chronically late. Sorry, should have told you this earlier, but he nearly always shows up 2 hours later than he is supposed to, unless it's a really important mission that if he is not on time for will harm Konoha in any way. So I could have had an extra hour's sleep before I woke up? Not to mention breakfast." "Yup, sorry." "Don't worry about it, why are you up so early anyway?" "I usually wake up every day around this time, and I got a few bento boxes in my bag." As he opened his bag and handed one to her, she went to the couch and began eating. "Damn, forgot how you can cook. Who is the extra bento for?" "Well, since you ate the one I packed for you, the other is for Sakura." Highly doubt she had breakfast. "So, munch, you know, munch, what is the munch test going, munch to be, gulp?" "Firstly, you shouldn't talk with your mouth full, makes it harder to understand. Secondly, ANBU only talked about Kakashi's achievements and habits, never how he tested genin, except that none passed. Not my fault that you cook so well, got to come over for dinner more often." "Can I have the other bento as well?" "That one is for Sakura. Also, why don't you come over tonight, then I don't mind cooking for 2. It gets quite lonely around here even with Q in my head." "Sure, I'll like that. Looks like Kit is making his first move to claim his mate, and you said you didn't like her." "I like her as a friend only." "Right, the next thing you know you will be sleeping in the same bed and little Kit's running around." Naruto blushed as he heard this. "Shut up, Arokitsune. You know I'm right." Naruto just blushed harder at this. "What did QB say?" "Nothing, just don't worry about it. We should get going now if we don't want Sakura to die from hunger." Saki just headed to the door. "You coming or what?" "Yeah, give me a sec to put up my genjutsu. And I'm using the window." "Window? It's a lot quicker and funner than the door. You should try it sometimes." First time for everything, Saki closed and locked the door and headed to the window. "So how are doing this?" "Simple, push chakra into your legs." He then grabs Saki and slings her over his back. "Then jump." Saki then screams and buries her head into Naruto's neck, causing him to blush. Luckily for them, it's still early, so no one saw them do that. As they landed, Saki whacked him over the head. "Never do that again, Baka. But you gotta admit it was fun," grinned Naruto. "Fine, I'll give you that, but next time you're teaching me how to do it." "Whatever." Both of them then jumped from roof to roof into the horizon. Minus 15 minutes later, 5:30 a.m. Naruto Baka. "You're late," screeched a pissed-off Sakura when she saw Naruto and Saki heading towards her. "Is Kakashi-sensei here yet?" "No." "Then we're early. Also here breakfast, and I'm sure you didn't eat any before coming here." Naruto opens his bag and hands a bento to Sakura, but she shoves it away. "Didn't you hear the rules? He told us not to eat breakfast. First he recommended that we didn't eat breakfast, not told us not to. Even then I would have ate. A shinobi never fight on an empty stomach if said shinobi can help it. Besides, Kakashi won't be here for another 2 hours. No thanks, you can keep your bento to yourself. Naruto shrugs and puts his bento back into his bag. He went over to the nearest tree and leaned back and closed his eyes. 1.5 hours and losing 5 shogi games to Kyuubi later. See, kid? I'm just too good for you at such a game. I have been playing since it was invented. I'll still beat you one day. One day? More like never. Ha 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 ha. Naruto opens his eye to see the sun has already came up, and to find Saki staring at the sky and Sakura stomping around and screaming something about Kakashi being late and her getting revenge. As Naruto stands up to stretch, they see Kakashi coming. You're late. Sakura using her Banshee Screech no Jutsu temporary kill everyone hearing, including the Kyuubis. In 5 minutes everyone was glaring at her and trying to get the ringing out of their ears, and Kyuubi wanting her blood. Anyway, sorry I'm late. I had to help an old woman cross the street, then 2 missing nin came and took her purse. Being the good guy I am, I told her I'll get it back. I chased them to Kumo where I cornered them. I then beat the crap out of them, and as I was about to return, I got lost on the road of life, after which I found my way out again. I gave the old woman back her bag. Then she asked me to carry her grocery to her house, which was on the other side of Konoha, and I agreed, and I ran all the way here. Sorry I'm late. Kakashi eye smiles at them. Liar. Sakura did her strange jutsu again, causing everyone to go deaf again, which caused her to be on top of Kyuubi to kill list just before Madara Uchiha and Orochimaru. As the ringing stops for everyone, Kakashi then says the test is to get these 2 bells of me. You have until noon to get the bells or you all fail. Kakashi-sensei, but there are only 2 bells, states Sakura. Exactly. The person who doesn't get one gets sent back to the academy, which in other words, the person fails. By the way, come with the intent to kill, or you won't be able to get the bells. Alright, begin. As Kakashi said this, the 3 genin disappears into the woods. As the ringing stops for everyone, Kakashi then says the test is to get these 2 bells of me. You have until noon to get the bells, or you all fail. Kakashi-sensei, but there are only 2 bells, states Sakura. Exactly. The person who doesn't get one gets sent back to the academy, which in other words, the person fails. By the way, come with the intent to kill, or you won't be able to get the bells. Alright, begin. As Kakashi said this, the 3 genin disappears into the woods. Those 3 are good at hiding. I can sense Sakura, but she is pretty good for a genin. Saki is easily on medium jonin level, which is quite an impressive feat. Naruto, on the other hand, is on an entirely different level. I can't even sense him. Probably all the beatings taught him to hide. Kakashi was caught out of his musing when several shurikens flew at him. He, being jonin and an ex-ANBU captain, obviously dodged easily. Naruto then jumped out into the open. A little bit too confident, don't you think, Naruto? Kakashi gave him an eye smile as Naruto charged, yelling out some random stuff, and then engaged the jonin in a really sloppy version of the Academy Taijutsu. Looks like he is not too good at Taijutsu. As they fought the one-sided battle, Kakashi got behind Naruto. Never let an enemy shinobi get behind you. Senengoroshi, 1. Meanwhile, Saki and Sakura, who were watching the battle together, feared for Naruto's life, for the Tiger Seal was used to execute mainly Ketan Jutsu that can kill. Unbeknown to anyone, Naruto just smirked, which Kakashi failed to realize. Boom. Then the clone disappears when Kakashi was about to finish said jutsu, and what was left behind was an explosive tag which Kakashi barely escaped. What? Naruto can do Kage Bunshins? What else have you been hiding? Ingenious planning with the explosive tag as well. Just how much are you holding back, Naruto? Both of them breathed a sigh of relief. Sakura, though hated the orange-clad ninja, didn't want him dead, and Saki, though knew Naruto wouldn't be that bad, still worried. "So girls, enjoyed the show?" asked Kakashi from behind them, scaring both girls and making one lose balance, falling out of the tree while the other just jumped back onto a different branch. The fight was like the last fight, one-sided. First he splits the two of them up, then buries Saki neck deep in the ground, and with a clone puts Sakura in a pathetic genjutsu, showing Ino pierced by kunais and shurikens and dying. The result was Sakura fainting. Well, that was easy, Kakashi said to no one in particular. As he walks off, he failed to see Naruto watching him and analyzing him. After he left, Naruto sent 2 clones to wake Sakura and unbury Saki. "Okay, Kakashi is strong," he said to both girls, "but we need to work together to get the bells." Sakura then states the obvious, "But there are only 2 bells, one of us is going to fail. But if we don't work together, we won't even have a chance. He easily decimated both of you and took out my clone without even trying." "Wait, what was that clone? In the academy you can't even do a simple bunshin jutsu. That was a Kage Bunshin and requires more chakra, so there is no risk in overloading them. So anyway, here is the plan." 30 minutes later, Kakashi was leaning against a tree reading the same orange book and giggling. Then the giggling stopped when he sensed 6 shurikens coming for him. He easily sidestepped them and saw Saki in front of him. "So you managed to get out of the hole then, huh?" Saki's brows just twitched. Then she went through Hand Seal's Katan, Gokakyu no Jutsu. 2. Kakashi jumps out of the way to find a trap set up there, which flung 6 kunais at him, which he just dodged. Saki then engages him in taijutsu, leading him to the lake. Kakashi was about to fight back, when 20 Narutos flew out of the lake surrounding him and engaging him in taijutsu. He dispelled them one by one. Then he heard 2 jutsu shouts. "Katan, Gokakyu no Jutsu. Futon, Detapa." Kakashi's eye went wide as he saw the supercharged fire technique hitting for him. Seeing no way to escape, he quickly went through hand seals of his own Suiton, Suage and Hiki, 3. The 2 technique managed to cancel each other out. Then out of the bushes Sakura dashed out of a bush trying to grab the bells. He grabbed Sakura's wrist and flung her to where Naruto and Saki were standing. "Naruto, just how strong are you? Using a Jonin and Chunin level techniques and not even tired yet, is that a genjutsu you are using? Naruto never knew you knew Futon, Detapa, and Kage Bunshin. Kakashi-sensei, there is a lot you don't know about me." "True, but why do I sense a genjutsu around you?" Kakashi-sensei, what are you talking about? I suck at genjutsu. After reading your report saying you were dead last and you go and perform a C-rank wind technique, I don't trust the report to be too accurate, so as your sensei, I demand you to release your genjutsu. Technically, you are not our sensei yet, because we haven't passed the test yet. So I don't have to. Then as your superior. QB, any excuse will do. Can't think of any, he got you there. Damn, fine, Kai. Sakura and Kakashi was shocked. The midget of the 3 suddenly became the tallest of the 3, and the most notable thing was he is not wearing orange. Instead, he is wearing a black cloak and a handle of some sort of blade sticking out of the top of his cloak. Happy now, Kakashi-sensei? I must congratulate you on seeing past this genjutsu no one has seen through in the past 6 years. Kakashi was shocked further. How were you able to do a genjutsu on Chunin level at the age of 6? I have many secrets. I'll tell you this though, most of them are considered S-ranked by the Hokage, and even talking about it without my or his permission is enough to lose your head. So you have been playing the dope for the past, 4 years at the academy? Why? Kakashi, seriously, what would the council think if I was Rookie of the Year? You got a point, Naruto. Wait, why would the council hate you? Asked Sakura as she hated being left out. I'll tell you when I think I can trust you enough. Anyway, let's get on with the test. As Naruto said this, he created 10 clones and charged again. Nodding to Saki, Both of them went through hand seals for the same attack futon, de tapa. Katan, Gokakyu no Jetsu, using another supercharged Katan at Kakashi. The white hair man managed to substitute himself with a log from God knows where, but was intercepted by Sakura as she engaged him in taijutsu, closely followed by Saki. Then he saw a flash of yellow and black heading towards him faster than any genin could and successfully grabbed the bells. So, Naruto, you are stronger than you let on. Naruto, since you got the both bells, you have the rights to choose who passes. Fine, I give both bells to Saki and Sakura. Are you sure? You will have to go back to the academy? I'm sure. Shinobis are usually put into 3 to 4 man cells for a reason, you know. I don't know about other people, but I don't abandon comrades if I can help it. Naruto smiles as he threw both bells to them, which both of them caught. Kakashi smiles at him. In that case, I'll like to say all 3 of you pass. Welcome to Team 7. Wait, I don't get it. How would Naruto pass as well if he gave both bells to us, as an oblivious Sakura and Saki with a face of curiosity? Kakashi chuckles at her. A friend told me once those who break the rules are considered the scum, but those who abandon their comrades and worse than scummed. As he said this, the bell rang, signaling it was already noon. Anyways, the test was to see if you 3 could work together. Which you have shown, and you guys were the first team to realize the true meaning of the test. Meet me back here tomorrow at 7 a.m. for your first missions. With that, Kakashi shunshin off. As the 3 of them walked out to the gate of the training ground, Saki noticed that Naruto still haven't put up his genjutsu yet. Naruto, are you going to put the genjutsu back on? Nah, besides I think it's time people see the real me, or at least a bit. If you guys need me, I'll be at a Chiraku Ramen. With that, he headed in the direction of said ramen stand with Saki following. They then heard a certain pinker shout, "Wait up! I didn't get to eat breakfast." Naruto chuckled while Saki sighed at this, and waited for Sakura to catch up. After 3 hours later and 30 bowls of ramen for Naruto, they decided to head off. See you guys tomorrow. My mom will probably be wondering where I am. Sakura, meet at the training ground at 9:30 tomorrow. If anything, he would be 3 hours late like yesterday and today. Sakura nodded and ran off in the opposite direction. So Saki, you still coming for dinner today? After what I have eaten this morning, of course. Okay, meet me at my apartment at around 6. Anyway, I'm off, gotta buy some stuff for tonight. Naruto hinged into someone else and both parted way. Naruto usually hinged into someone else because it was easier to buy stuff and he wasn't overcharged for items. Also, he didn't receive the hated glares and whispers that he usually got in his orange-clad figure and was sure would have gotten too once he released the genjutsu. 3 hours later, Naruto had just finished cooking when he heard a knock on the door. Come on in, it's open. Guess I was right in coming over. So when dinner ready? Just setting up the table, go take a seat on the couch, should be ready in about a minute. As Saki enters the living room, it was the same as she last remembered it, tidy with a few scrolls on the table and couch. Dinner's ready. Naruto shouted in the kitchen. Although she could smell the food from out here, and it was making her hungry, when she entered the kitchen, she was drooling from the aroma that it was giving off. Well, dig in. As they both took their seats. They both ate in comfortable silence, and after dinner Saki walked the couch and slouched down while Naruto slouched next to her. Enjoyed dinner, Saki? Seriously, where did you learn to cook? Even when you're 6 you could cook better than most chefs. You pick stuff up when you live like I do. Both just sat there in a silence enjoying each other's company. Even though they are on the same team, it's rare to have moments like this. As they sat there, they both got drowsy, then before they knew it they were asleep and next to each other. Nothing happened. Next morning. Naruto woke up at the same time. He usually woke 5 in the morning. As he tried to get up, he felt a weight on top of him. Opening his eye to see what it was, he saw Saki's head on his chest and her arms around his waist, while his arms were around her neck. This shocked him greatly, driving away all his drowsiness, and immediately went to thinking of a plan to get out from under Saki before she could wake up. Unluckily for him, Saki just held him tighter when he began to move, so giving up and not finding a way to get out without waking her, waited for her to loosen her grip or to wake up. Looks like I was right about the sleeping together part, kid, and it seems like you enjoy staring at her. What next? Both of you skipping the team meeting and making out like there is no tomorrow? Shut it, Q. She is so going to kill me when she wakes up. I beg to differ. I guarantee she won't kill you. Make out with you here when she wakes up maybe, but kill you never. Arrow-kid-soon. Kyubi just laughs in his head while Naruto just stares at Saki's sleeping form, as Naruto waited for Saki to wake up, and during that time Saki's hold on Naruto grew tighter and her face kept getting closer and closer to Naruto's. With Kyubi making jabs at Naruto, and how Saki would react didn't help the situation. When 2 hours passed, her eyes began to flutter open. She stretched a little before snuggling more tightly into the warmth. Then realizing where she was, she bolted upright with a big blush that rivaled Hinata's, while Naruto just stares at her. So finally awake? What? How long were you awake for? For around 2 hours. It is 7:30 now, you know. Technically we are late, but knowing Kakashi-sensei, he probably meant 10. So we still have time. By the way, you got a pretty tight grip, one even I couldn't get out off without waking you. Saki blushed deeper. Sorry about falling on top of you, Naruto. Don't worry about it. You coming back over for breakfast later? Are you sure? Yeah. I don't really care that if you fell asleep on top of me, and every time I moved a bit you increase your hold. Trust me when I have been in more compromising situations. Sure, why not? Another 2 hours later, the two were walking to said meeting area. When they arrived, they saw Sakura sitting on the floor and leaning against a tree with her eyes closed, said eyes opened when she heard them opened. You're late. Sakura used her special banshee scream reserved for when she is really pissed. Naruto and Saki both went temporary deaf, and Kyubi was growling in Naruto's head. When the ringing stopped, you should really stop doing that. Seriously, I could have lost my hearing. When Sakura was about to respond, they saw Kakashi walking towards them. Forgetting about what Naruto said, she used another of those screams, with the same word, again made Naruto and Saki temporary deaf again, while Kakashi just pulled out some earplugs out of his ears and eyed smiles at this team. Once his team regained their hearing, well, Team 7, let's get some missions. With that said, Team 7 headed to the Hokage Tower to get their missions. After Naruto, Team 7 discovered the horrors of D-rank missions. By the end of the week, Team 7 has completed approximately 14 D-rank, with 8 of those catching Tora missions. After that, Naruto made a mental note to ask the Hokage for an S-rank mission to assassinate the demon cat, with Kyubi saying he will help Naruto, for that cat was no normal cat. Anyway, Naruto asked how many more D-ranks before they can get a better mission. Hokage Gigi, when can we move to C-rank missions? Naruto. Show some respect to Hokage-sama. Shouted Irika, who somehow got from academy teacher to Hokage's assistants. The Hokage just chuckled at this. You need at least 6 more D-ranks before I can give you a C-rank, so in a few days you should be able to get one. Just give me those 6 D-ranks now. I'll get it done in an hour. Just thought up a brilliant plan. Naruto held out his hand with a smirk while Hiruzen eyed Naruto curiously. As he handed out the 6 D-ranks, Naruto made 6 Kagebunshin and handed 1 mission to each clone. I have given each clone enough chakra to create another 400, while each clone after that will have a 1-hour time limit. Hiruzen nodded understanding. Well, Naruto, I'll give your team C-rank when your clones return. Naruto nodded and looked at Kakashi. Now what? We have a good hour before they return. I think we should go train a bit. We will come back in about an hour. Team 7 nodded and walked out the door. They returned 50 minutes later, as 4 of the 6 tasks had already been completed and mission report handed in. Another 10 minutes, both clones came through the door with the reports of successfully completed missions. Hiruzen nodded at this. Well, Team 7, you have completed enough D-rank missions for a C-rank. Even though it was Naruto's clones that did all the work, it will still be counted as Team 7's missions. Do you want the C-rank now or tomorrow? Kakashi, you're the sensei. Well, team? What do you think, now or tomorrow? Although now it's still early at 11 in the morning thanks to Naruto here. Now please. No point in wasting time, was Saki's answer. I agree with Saki, no point in wasting time, was Naruto's, while Sakura nervously nods her head. Kakashi smiles. Well, Hokage-sama, we will take the mission now. Hiruzen nods and pulls a C-rank mission out. Your mission will be escorting a bridge builder back to Wave Country. Call in Tazuna, tell him we have his escorts. Suddenly the door opened and a man with a beer belly, graying hair and smelling like sake and holding a sake bottle came in. You can easily see that he is drunk. I am the super bridge builder. I expect you to protect me with your lives. Looking at his escorts when he finished his little speech, Tazuna then decided to give the Hokage his opinion. I asked for ninjas, not a bunch of kids. Pinky there looks like she would run for the hills on the first sign of danger. That girl wearing the blue robes looks like someone with a stick up her ass. And lastly, that blonde trying to look cool is probably just a spoilt coward. Both the girls' eyes twitched, while Naruto was glaring at Tazuna. The 3 probably can't even stand up against bandits. This was the last straw for Naruto, and for the fact this was the first real mission he got, apart from those chores labeled as D-rank missions, for the past week didn't help. Naruto blinked out of existence, appearing in front of Tazuna and pinning him to the wall with his arm and Hugen active and spinning. Meanwhile, Tazuna just stared at Naruto in fear. Naruto released Tazuna. It won't be good for Konoha reputation if you kill the client. Tazuna, I guarantee my team will be able to protect you from a few bandits. Also, I am a jonin. If things go downhill, I can step in. Tazuna nodded dumbly at this, while Naruto gave one more glare at Tazuna before deactivating the eyes and letting him go. Naruto then decided it was time to pass on some words of wisdom. Tazuna, never insult people that are going to protect you, for you might never know, a little accident might occur during the mission. But luckily for you, I am not one of those people that causes accidents to other people that belittle me or my team. Tazuna took Naruto's word to heart. Kakashi spoke again. We will meet at the Eastern Gate in 20 minutes. Pack the things you only need. With that, the 3 headed to the door. Kakashi shunshin away. Sakura headed left. Tazuna entered the closest bar and Naruto and Saki headed right to their apartment complex. 20 minutes later, Naruto arrived with the same set of clothing that he wore while doing the bell test, also with the same ninja strap on his back. Saki, who arrived with Naruto, was in what she wore earlier this morning. The 2 were the first to arrive and they leant against the gate waiting for the rest of their team. Sakura was the next to arrive. She wore the same red battle dress that she wore this morning with a blue backpack. When she saw Naruto and Saki, she walked up to them. Ano, for Saki, Naruto, but where are your supplies? We have them sealed up in storage scroll. Everything I need is in my cloak. Saki nodded to this and gestured to her leg strap holding a few scrolls and kunais. Kakashi, for the first time since Team 7 knew, arrived on time with Tazuna. All right, team, ready to head out? Naruto, Saki, where are your things? Storage scrolls, was the answer he got from Saki. Kakashi smiles. All right, time to head out. With that, they left Konoha. Little did they know the challenge that awaited the newly formed team of 2 Genins, XANBU turned Genin and the XANBU captain turned Jonin Sensei. A few days passed as the 5 casually walked down a dirt path towards Nami. 1. They were walking because their client, Tazuna, is a civilian bridge builder. As they walked past a puddle, in the middle of summer where it hadn't rained for weeks, Naruto's and Kakashi warning sense went crazy. As they walked past said puddle, two Chunin jumped out from the puddle and attacked Kakashi first, tearing him to bloody shreds. "One down, 4 to go," said one of the Chunin in scariest voice he could muster up and releasing a bit of killing intent. It successfully froze up Tizuna, and made Sakura sweat like she had just ran a marathon. Naruto jumped into action, dodging the chain. Naruto hit the heavily armored Chunin in the stomach, making him double over, then hitting his solar perplex, successfully knocking him out. He looked over at Saki and saw her successfully tying the other one to a tree with ninja wire. Naruto nodded to Saki and she nodded back. "Kakashi-sensei, you can come out now. The big scary Chunins won't be able to hurt you anymore." Kakashi walked out from behind a tree, shocking Saki, Tizuna, and most of all Sakura. Seeing your team leader getting torn to shred and reappear from behind a tree just fine wasn't exactly your everyday occurrence, at least to most people anyway. "Kakashi-sensei, if you were alive, then why didn't you help us?" screamed a now angry Sakura. Luckily for them, she didn't use her Banshee Scream no jutsu. Kakashi scratched the back of his head while smiling, then his expression turned serious and faced Tizuna, who was sweating like a pig now. "Tizuna-san, you have some explaining to do." What are you talking about kekkei Kakashi-san?" stuttered a nervous Tizuna. "When I saw the puddle on the side of the road, I knew there was something wrong. Firstly, it hasn't rained for weeks, and it's in the middle of summer, which reminds me, Naruto, why are you wearing such a heavy cloak? Aren't you hot?" Naruto just shrugs and says it has lots of pocket for storing stuff, also it's made from a material that makes it cool in summer and warm in winter. Kakashi shrugs. He had to make sure that Naruto's mind was working properly. Seriously, no one in their right mind would wear a cloak like that in summer. Anyway, Tizuna, when I noticed the puddle, I could have killed the ninjas, but I wanted to see who they were after. Judging by what I have seen, they were after you. This mission with the ninjas should be a B rank or a possible A rank mission. You have purposely given false information, and therefore could have caused the death of one of my students. I could tell my team to abandon you here and head back to Konoha and give a report, but I won't do that. We will hear your explanation and then my team will decide what to do. Well, you see, Wave Country has been in a depression for a very long time, and that just got worse when that tyrant Gato came into the picture. He came in and destroys our economy by crushing smaller trading companies. Now basically Gato control Wave economy and tax us dry. So we decided to build a bridge that would into the mainland where trade could come to us. But Gato found out about our project and is even now trying to stop it. So we began to scrape most of our saving together to hire some ninjas for protection, and your village was closest and naturally we would go there. When I arrived and found out the amount of money I had was only enough for a C-rank mission, so I obviously lied. We didn't exactly have a choice. It was either that or watch Wave die. So in the end, I left out the part of their possibly being ninjas. Gato, that name sounds familiar. Was it that guy who slipped away while you fought 50 of his hired goons? Yeah, I think it was. Guess it's time to get a bit of my dignity as ANBU back. Still can't believe he got away, that slippery sucker. Don't be too hard on yourself. It was your first solo mission and you were only 8 at the time, and like you said, it's time to get your revenge. Naruto nodded mentally at this. He turned his head to Kakashi as the gray-haired man spoke up. So team, now you heard the story, what is your answer? Naruto took a look at Tizuna. He was nervous and scared. Also, if they declined, he would not get the money back, and Wave would have lost it, his last hope. Plus Gato was there as well. So naturally Naruto spoke up first. I don't know about the rest, but I'm continuing. I would have done the same thing if I were in his position. Also, it would look good at my record. Yeah, if this turns out to be an A rank, this would be what? Your 101st A rank? How would I know? I don't keep count. Naruto took a glance at Tizuna after his little mental conversation. Tizuna looked a bit relieved, but still nervous. He then turned his attention to the rest of his team. After a while Saki spoke up, fine, wouldn't want to be shown by the dope. Saki gave a little smirk after saying this. Naruto couldn't help but roll his eye. Sakura, who looked like she wanted to decline, but she didn't want to be the one left behind, just nodded. Taking another look at Tazuna, the man was now relived and was grinning like a madman. Kakashi spoke up. Well, looks like my team has made their decision, but Tazuna, we expect full payment for an A-rank mission once Wave is up and running again. Of course. Come on, let's go. Sakura then decided it was time she spoke up. Shouldn't we ask for reinforcement from Konoha? We are only a Genin team, and we already fought 2 Chunins, so it's only logical that we will fight harder opponents later on. Kakashi nodded as he prepared to summon Pakin, his Neendog summon, when Naruto interrupted him. Save your chakra, Kakashi-sensei, I have more chakra than you do, also my summon can reach Konoha in a few hours. Kakashi nodded, curious to see what contract such a young boy possessed, while Saki was just curious when Naruto told her he had a summon contract from his family, but refused to tell what they were and told her she will know when she sees it. Guess today is the day. While Sakura had read about summoning contract in her academy days and was curious how Naruto managed to get one, Naruto went through Hanseal's Kuchios no Jutsu. There was a poof of smoke, then a lightning phoenix the size of a messenger hawk appeared. The 3 were shocked. Even Tazuna was shocked to see such a creature he thought to be only in legends. Kakashi was shocked to see that he had already signed his mother's contract, and able to control what he wanted summoned so easily at such a young age. Saki was just shocked seeing Naruto possessing a contract like that. She didn't know such a contract even existed and had no idea how he got it. Sakura was shocked because he was actually telling the truth and to even have such legendary creatures as partners. Said phoenix is lightning blue, his feather itself looked like the inside of a raisin gan, also electricity flared out of his body like a Chidori minus the noise. The phoenix looked around, then it stretched and flew onto Naruto's shoulder. So Naruto, what do you need me for? I need you to deliver a message to the Hokage and the Hokage only. You mean the boring old man who sits at his desk doing paperwork all day? Everyone chuckled at this. Yes, Tsubasa, the boring old man. Kakashi-sensei, you finished the message yet? Kakashi nodded and gave Naruto a piece of paper. Naruto tied the paper to the phoenix's left foot. Giving Naruto a nod, he took off into the sky and disappears as the lightning behind his wings flares. Everyone just stares at Naruto, she just looked back with a blank face. What? Kakashi was the first to speak up. Naruto, how did you get a phoenix summoning contract? Kakashi meanwhile knew full well that the contract was his mother's and that would have signed it eventually, but not this early, and he wanted to find out more. Saki, though knew about one of his 2 contract, was wondering how he got a contract from the phoenix. Sakura and Tazuna didn't know what to think. Should I tell them? I wouldn't mind telling Saki, but the others, I'm not too sure. I don't see why not. It has been sealed by a blood seal that only your blood may open. Also, your team and that Tazuna fellow don't seem too bad. I suppose you having a few thousand years of experience in reading people compared to my 12 years outweighs it. Fine, I'll tell them a bit. Fine, I'll tell you a bit. The contract was from my mother's side of the family of the Uzumaki clan. Hokage Gigi gave the contract for me to sign when I was 5. Why did the Hokage give you your mother contract to sign when you were 5? I don't know, Kakashi-sensei. I suppose you have to ask him yourself. Kakashi made a mental note to do just that. Naruto, do you know who your father was? No, Kakashi, Hokage Gigi never told me. He said that he had a lot of enemies and it was for my own good. That was it. Saki know that Naruto know who his father was. He even told her once, and she wasn't going to betray that trust, but instead she asks, Naruto, why didn't you tell us about the contract sooner? First of all, I only knew Kakashi and Sakura for a week. I didn't tell you, because the time you asked it wasn't exactly in a private place. I didn't know who they were, so I didn't take that chance. After that, I guess it slipped both our minds. Saki nodded, accepting the answer, but lastly it was Sakura's turn to ask a question. Naruto, Anything else that we should know about before we go on? No, nothing you need to know about yet. After all, you guys will find out sooner or later when I use them. Plus, a good ninja never reveals on his or her secrets too early. So now that the questions is finished, I suggest we get going. This little chat of ours has put us behind schedule. Naruto, how strong are you? When you do something that impressed me, you do something else later that is 5 times more impressive, your father would be pleased. Minato-sensei, I hope you are watching him. With all that said and done, with Kakashi led the way with Naruto as rear guard and Saki and Sakura flanking Tizuna's side that is in the center of the group. Another few hours of walking and a boat ride, they successfully arrived in Wave. That's a pretty impressive bridge, Tizuna, commented Kakashi. Tizuna just looked on with pride and said, "Welcome to Wave Country, everyone. You will be staying with me and my family during your mission." Tizuna smiles, then his smiles disappears when he heard a rustle in a bush. Naruto flings a kunai into said bush and a white rabbit hops out. Naruto, why did you that? You could have hurt the cute little rabbit. Meanwhile, when Sakura was yelling at Naruto about the rabbit, alarm bells went off in Kakashi's and Naruto's head. Also, Kyuubi screaming in his head to duck wasn't helping either. A few seconds later, and after yelling duck and pulling everyone down, a sword flew overhead and implanted itself into a tree. Then someone jumped on top of said sword. Look like the Demon Brothers failed. Judging by appearance, you are Hatake Kakashi. No wonder they failed. Anyway, my target is the old man behind you. If you would so kindly hand him over, none of your blood would have to be spilt. Zabuza Momochi, one of the 7 swordsmen and demon of the hidden mist. Team, stay back and protect Tizuna. I'll handle Zabuza. With that, Kakashi reveals his Sharingan eyes. Saki was shocked. How did someone outside of the Uchiha clan get the Sharingan? Her thoughts were interrupted when she heard, so the myth was correct. Kakashi knows Sharingan, the only person outside the Uchiha clan to possess said eyes and copier of over 1,000 jutsus. It will be an honor to fight you. With that, both Jonin charged forward while the genin made a triangle formation around Tizuna. After a few minutes of fighting, or more correctly of cutting up each of their water clones and substituting to their water clone when they were about to be stabbed in the back by the opponent water clone, alarm bells in Kakashi's head went off. Something doesn't feel right. The water seems heavier than normal. Crap, I gotta get out of the water. Kakashi attempted to get out of the water. It's too late, Kakashi, you're mine. Suiro no Jutsu, 2. Kakashi knew it was the end as he was trapped in a sphere of water. Crap, I can't even move. Wait, how am I breathing in water? Don't even try moving. The water inside is as strong as steel itself. You can't escape. Time to handle your little squad. Mizu Bunshin no Jutsu, 3. Run, take Tizuna with you. You can't handle him. The moment I was captured, this battle ended. He watched in horror as the 3 genin stood their ground and took out various weapons, preparing to fight, and the 10 water clones rushed towards them with Zanbato drawn. Damn it, I can't watch this. Why does everyone I get close to always die? I failed you, Minato-sensei. I couldn't protect your son. As he closed his eyes waiting to hear the screams of his team dying, but those screams never came, but instead he heard splashes of water. He opened his eyes to see Naruto with his ninjutsu drawn and no water clones. Why does that ninjutsu look so familiar? I know I have seen it somewhere, but from where? Wait, he just took out all the clones by himself. Seriously, how strong is he? Meanwhile, Zabuza just watched as his 5 clones got slaughtered. Impressive, Gaki, you got some skills. Let's see how you handle more. Mizu Bunshin no Jutsu. This time Zabuza created 30 clones and sent kekkei towards the genins. Zabuza raised one of his eyes as he heard Naruto chuckle a bit and got into a stance with his ninjutsu in a reverse grip in his right hand. While Saki and Sakura were frozen solid with the kekkei, they were feeling Naruto doesn't seem to be affected by it and charged forward and dispelled the clones. Saki and Sakura watched in awe as Naruto dispelled the clones one by one. Saki knew Naruto to be strong, but still couldn't help but to admire his handiwork. Meanwhile, Sakura was just shocked. Here was the dead last of her class taking on the clones of the 7 swordsmen of the mist like they were nothing. When the last of the clone was dispelled, Naruto got back into said stance and looked towards Zabuza, analyzing him and seeing what he was going to do next. Meanwhile, both Zabuza and Kakashi just stared wide-eyed at the emotionless face of the blonde. Kakashi, are sure he is a genin? To be honest, I don't know he was a genin when he joined my team a few months ago. He has got some skill, even though he ended up dead last at the academy, but now, this is beyond what most jonin can handle. Zabuza nodded at this, then said blonde charged towards him with speed impossible for any genin, no matter how skilled. Zabuza was forced to remove his hand from the prison, therefore releasing Kakashi. Naruto took a slash at Zabuza which he blocked, and Naruto kicked him in his waist and sending him a few meters away from them. He then picked Kakashi up and jumped back to the shore. Kakashi-sensei, are you alright? I'm fine, Naruto, thank you for freeing me, but we need to have a talk later. Feel free to take a rest, I can take it from here. Sensei, we both know that you are low on chakra. Also, I can fend for myself. Fine, but if I see you need help, I'm jumping in. Fine. As Naruto was about to begin the attack, 3 Senbon's needles flew out of the woods and hit Zabuza in the neck with a mist hunter nin following closely. The hunter nin picked up the body of Zabuza. Thank you for the assist, I have been after this one for some time. With that said and done, he shunshin anyway before anyone could answer the nin. So I guess it's time to continue the mission. Team 7 form up around Tazuna. Everyone nods at this and begin to head to Tazuna house. It took a few hours to reach Nami, once their Tazuna led them to his house. As they enters the house, they saw women preparing lunch. When the women head snapped towards the door, her eyes widens. Tusan, 1. You're back and I see that you got the help of some shinobis with you as well. Tazuna nods at this, yup. The pink one in the middle is Sakura. She just bowed towards the women. The raven hair girl is Saki. She nodded. The blonde one there is Naruto, he just nods as well. And lastly, the one on the behind the blonde is their sensei, Kakashi. Kakashi gave them a nice smile. Everyone, this is my daughter, Tsunami. She gave a small bow to the group. They saw a small boy trying to hide by the stairs. When he saw the group looking at him, he ran upstairs and slammed the door shut. Sorry about that. He is my grandson, Inari. He wasn't always like this. But after certain incidents involving Gato, his personality changed. They nodded at this, while Naruto just snorted. Naruto. Be polite, shouted Sakura. Well, at least he has a family that loves and looks after him. By the way, you got a room where we can stay? Tazuna nodded. I only have 2 spare rooms, so you have to share. 1 room for Kakashi and Naruto, the other for Saki and Sakura. You alright with this? If not, feel free to sleep in the storage room with the creates. They all nodded, walked upstairs while everyone follows him. Once everyone was shown their rooms and got allocated, they all headed into Naruto's room. Sakura asks, are you sure you're alright, sensei? What happened after the battle with Zabuza? I'm fine, Sakura, it's nothing. If you say so. This time it was Saki who spoke up. Kakashi-sensei, where exactly did you get the Sharingan? I don't feel like talking about that too much at the moment. Also, it's a long story. I will tell you next time. Saki nodded, accepting the answer. Kakashi looked to Naruto, who had a thoughtful expression while staring blankly at the wall. Naruto, are you alright? This brought Naruto back into reality. Truthfully? No, I just keep thinking back to the battle. I feel that I have missed something important. Well, it's not like Zabuza is alive. You see that nin killed Zabuza with just 3 needles? Who was that shinobi anyway? That ninja was a hunter nin from Kiri, too. Each village have their own division of hunter nins. They are responsible for hunting down and killing missing nins and destroying the body after they kill the missing nin. Kakashi answers, then his eyes widen in realization. Zabuza is alive. How is that possible, Kakashi-sensei? We saw that hunter kill him. This time it was Naruto who answered. What did he use to kill Zabuza? Needles, but he is still dead. Exactly, needles. They can be used to put people into an almost dead state. Also, why would the hunter name Shunshin off with Zabuza body? He would have destroyed it there and then, and no, he wouldn't have cared who seen him destroy the body. Also, if he needed proof, all he needed was his sword or head. Exactly, Sakura. Those are the reason why I think that Zabuza is alive. That was what you were thinking about, wasn't it, Naruto? He nodded at this. Saki didn't like being left out, so she added her opinion. If Zabuza is still alive, shouldn't we be out there training to get stronger? Kakashi nodded at this. Yes, but there's one problem, Naruto. You are stronger than all genin and most people your age. I remember when I made Jonin when I was 14, but at the time there was a war on, so it was either get strong or die. So what about you, Naruto? Why did you get so strong? Everyone in the room turned their attention to Naruto. Naruto just sighed. Even if there is no war on, Kakashi-sensei, you would have needed to be strong to survive what I've been through. It was either that or die. Kakashi nodded, understanding his burden. True, but with no one to train you, you shouldn't be this strong. Also, that ninjutsu on your back, it looks familiar in a way, like I have seen it somewhere before. Kakashi eyes Naruto. Is there something you're not telling me, Naruto? Kyuubi, you there? Yes, I also heard the conversation. No point in keeping this a secret from them any longer. Kakashi is on the brink of figuring it out. Saki already knows, and the Banshee there won't betray you. Also, the family here is trustworthy enough not to reveal your secret. Naruto mentally nodded at this. Alright, what about you? That is your choice when to tell them. Even I don't know how they will react when they find out, though I am sure that your sensei knows about me being sealed inside you. Meanwhile, Naruto was pondering whether to tell or not. Everyone looked at Naruto as he stares off into nothing. Everyone, excluding Saki, as she recognizes that Naruto is talking to Kyuubi, wondered what he was thinking about. Then Naruto sighed, then looked at Kakashi, then he took off his cloak and white jacket underneath his cloak, revealing a skin-tight muscle shirt showing the tone to his muscle. The girls in the room blushed slightly at this. Then he pulled up the left sleeve up a bit, revealing his ANBU tattoo near his shoulder. Kakashi's eyes widened. Sakura, seeing this, asked, Sensei, what's so special about that black spiral tattoo? That tattoo, Sakura, shows that you are part of ANBU. Sakura's eyes widened in shock. Impossible. Naruto was dead last at the academy. He couldn't have been in ANBU, could he? Naruto sighed after he heard this. Sakura, if you haven't figured it out by now, the orange, happy-go-lucky kid was my mask I used at the academy. The council wouldn't like it too much if I became too strong. Naruto's mouth snapped shut as he caught himself. He was about to reveal Kyuubi. Why would the council hate you? When is my birthday, Sakura? October 10th. Correct. When did the Kyuubi attack Konoha? Sakura's eyes widened in shock. They hate you because you were born on the day of the Kyuubi attack. In a way, you are correct. She looked at Naruto with a guilty expression. After all, she was one of the people that didn't like him too much before he took off his mask. Naruto, how long were you in ANBU? Also, that ninjutsu looks familiar. Can't remember to where I have seen it before. Naruto smirks at this. I have been in ANBU since 6 years old. I also recall you meeting an ANBU with a fox mask around 4 years ago. Kakashi looked towards Naruto in shock. Naruto is Kitsune, the very one that saved the lives of my squad. Should have realized when I saw the blonde hair. After all, how many people in Konoha had hair like his, other than his father? Also that ninjutsu. I remember now. That blade was his mother's. He saw her use it in some of the spars between her and Minato. Flashback no jutsu. It was a rainy day. Kakashi was still in ANBU. He was about to retreat when a mission his squad was on turned sour and one of his squad mate was killed. They were infiltrating a bandit camp. It should have been easy enough, but the intel was off and there were around 3 Jonin level and 7 Chunin missing names there that ambushed them. The ambush itself took out one of his squad mate and injured another one. The place was hectic. They were slowly retreating when one of the Jonin was about to stab Ryu, his other uninjured teammate, in the back. A kitsune masked ANBU jumped out from nowhere and took out the attacker. Everyone there froze as said ANBU looked around. Inu, 3, looks like you and your team need some help here. Kakashi, known as Inu, then nodded. Judging from his voice, he couldn't be older than 8 or 9. We are retreating because of a wounded teammate, but where did you come from? I didn't remember sending out a request for reinforcements. I'm not saying that I don't want you here, but how did you know we are in need of help, Kitsune? The ANBU known as Kitsune nodded at this and pulled out his ninjutsu, the one that looked like the one Kushina had. Well, I was on a solo assassination mission and was passing through the area on my way back to Konoha when I heard fighting and decided to check it out. Luckily for you, I did. So where you need me, Inu-san? Unless you can take them all out at once, we need you to cover me with Ryu as I take Nico, 4, here to safety. Wait, you just need me to take out those ninjas, right? Judging from the bandit camp I saw earlier on my way here, I'll say your mission was to take out the camp before you were ambushed by the ninjas there. Right? Kakashi nodded at this. Well, unless you can take most of them out in one go, we will all die. Easy enough. Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. 10 clones popped into existence, surrounding the missing ninjas. 7 of the clones began going through hand seals, while the other 3 plus the original began going through another set. The 7 finished first and shouted Futon, Kamikaze, 5, around 14 miniature tornado heading towards the missing ninja. Before they could react, the other 4 finished their hand signs and shouted Keton, Gokaki no Jutsu. Kitsune spat a ball of fire towards the tornadoes, supercharging the fire technique, and before the ninjas could react, they were burned to death by multiple mini-fire typhoons. So Inu, do you want me to take out the bandit camp as well? Recovering from the shock when he saw the ease that the blonde took out those ninjas, he dumbly nodded. With that, the blonde just nods and head out to the direction of the. 10 minutes later, when Ryu was healing a now awake Nico, they heard a huge explosion in the direction of the bandit camp. So, is that the ANBU that saved our asses? Asked Nico as Ryu told her the story. Inu nods. Then Kitsune came out of the clearing. Sorry for the wait. It took longer than I thought to get the clones in place. Anyway, there are no survivors. Let's head back. The other 3 just nodded, as Inu lifted Nico onto her back as she was still not capable of walking yet. The 4 headed back to Konoha. The hair that Kitsune has looks like Minato, also his ninjutsu looks exactly like Kushina's one. Could it be? No. I saw Naruto the other day running through the street shouting random things about being Hokage. Also, Naruto doesn't know about his lineage yet. No, this could not be Naruto, could it? Were the last of Kakashi's thoughts of the fox-masked ANBU before him until they reached Konoha and went their separate ways. Flashback Kai. So the fox-masked ANBU was you. Guess I have to thank you for saving me and my squad's life, but what was your mission that night? That was my first solo assassination mission. It was considered A rank. My target was Gato. At the time, he was in control of a village near the borders of Fire Country and Tea Country. So when the village somehow got a messenger out from Gato's watch, he headed to Konoha and informed the Hokage and paid for an A-rank mission. I was sent because there were no available ANBUs at the time, and being my first solo and inexperienced, and all Gato escaped me while one of his ninjas and 49 of his hired bandits fought me. The mission wasn't a total failure though. You know the missing nin Aoi Rokusho? Everyone but Kakashi gave Naruto a confused look, while Naruto just sighed. Aoi Rokusho was a missing nin of Konoha, was responsible for stealing a very important item of Konoha, the sword of the Thunder God. The sword itself belonged to the Nidaime Hokage. Anyway, he had no Kenjutsu skills and basically relied on the sword ability to cut other weapons to win battles. I killed him and managed to recover the sword and return it to Konoha. But like I said, Gato got away, and I'm here to kill him. Well, at least try if he has hired anyone else like Zabuza. So any more questions? So you basically killed one of Konoha's most wanted missing nin that no one was able to find, managed to recover an ancient artifact, return it to Konoha, and saved me and my squad's lives on the way back. But how did you know it was me under that dog mask? I didn't, but once I saw you enter that room as our sensei, well, there are not much people in Konoha with hair like you. Kakashi nods at this. Naruto, who taught you? Well, two people called Anko and Yamato. I see they taught you well if you managed to join ANBU. How long did they teach you for anyway, before you got in? Around a year. You learn stuff pretty fast if you can create 5,000 clones in a training session. Also, even after I joined ANBU, I trained with them for 2 more years before stopping. So you are basically on par with me now? In a way, I have more chakra, but you have more experience and techniques, which reminds me, I could have gotten the bells of you in the first 5 minutes during your little test. I see. Saki, you don't seem surprised at all. Saki looks at Naruto and sighs, because I have known for the past 2 years, it was him who fought Itachi and saved me from whatever he was going to do to me. Everyone turns to look at her surprised by the revelation, then a memory hits Sakura. Wait, the fox-masked ANBU with blonde hair walking with you 2 years ago was Naruto. Yes. Why didn't you tell us sooner? Sakura, there is a reason why ANBUs wear masks, you know. This time it was Naruto who answered. Also, like I said, the council, particularly the civilian council, hates my guts. If they even got a whisper to that I am an ANBU, well, things will get ugly and fast. By the way, all of this you are hearing now is an S-rank secret punishable by death, said from the Hokage's mouth to the other that knows about me. Everyone in the room nods in understanding. If no one has any more questions, and staring at me with shock and awe is not very productive, I'm going to be doing something other than sitting on my ass. Everyone nodded and left, leaving both Kakashi and Naruto in the room. With a nod to Kakashi, Naruto headed downstairs as well.
That is it for the video. Comment ramen if you have completed it, and I will see you next time. Bye.